Well, hello, Black women. I hope that you are well and that you are holding yourself, your daughters, granddaughters, and nieces safe, um, sacred, and protected. Speaking of protected, that's what we're going to talk about today. I get a lot of questions about my firearm journey and how I got comfortable with firearms and things like that. So I'm going to show you a few things this morning, and there are going to be points where I can't look at the comment section because firearms, you got to be safe. You got to be paying attention, girl. But I'm going to show you a few things because I want you to really consider what it means in this day and time to be able to be safe, held sacred, and uplifted and protected, right? As a Black woman and Black girl in these uh, United States and around the world. Okay, so today I'm only speaking from my perspective. I am not an expert. Y'all hear me? I'm not an expert. You're just following me on my journey. And I have some other videos if you want to look back of me shooting. In fact, I'm getting my new baby's coming in Monday, girl. Oh, I can't wait. Okay. So, I think a lot of times as Black women, we don't feel like we want to fuck with firearms because we see so much death and destruction from them from other people around us, right? From like white folks doing the most, Black men shooting at and murdering Black women 5 hours a day now, and Black girls. Uh, our Black girls are not safe um, quite often at home, around the men in their family or friends of the family or whatever. And we have been taught as Black women in general that it's not ladylike to have a firearm. And it's really weird to me because the people that we look at and we're thinking, oh, they're the epitome, girl, the epitome of womanhood. These white walkers, these white women, right? And every time I turn around when I'm at the range, I don't see nothing but white women and they kids. Okay. And so, of course, white men. So I just want to make sure that, like, we're able to answer your questions. Tiff's supposed to come. Auntie Tiff's supposed to come today, and she and I just love hanging out. Right? We have the most fun. So, let me do. I know I just did a little introduction, but I'm going to show you one of my favorite handguns. And I'm going to do some things like break it down for you guys. And I'm going to show you, oh, girl, my purses, girl, my concealed carry purses. Though I do have one complaint about that, but I think it's something that Black women can fix, right? Okay. So again, I'm not an expert. I'm just showing you my journey. And what I want to do is to help you feel more comfortable about finding the expert that you need, um, the expert firearm instructor, and you have to always practice, right? Safety with your gun. Um, your gun either needs to be locked away or on your person. That's if, let's say, if you're in a state in which you can't go around showing your gun, meaning it's open carry. In my state, you can actually open carry. I'm doing this because I have a holster on my hip. Okay, so you you have to, in order to conceal carry, you have to go through the conceal carry classes. You would get a certificate from there. And then from there, you take that certificate and you apply in your state at your county sheriff's for a concealed carry permit. It can take anywhere from 4 weeks to on. It depends on the state that you're in. It depends on how backlogged they're in. But they actually have you also sign a mental health, that they can look up your mental health, right? And they also do a deep dive through DOJ about your background. Same thing we should do when we out here trying to date. Okay, girl. Are you secure? You safe? Can we let you be around? Okay. So I think, you know, as you take classes, you're going to feel more and more comfortable. Black women, we get educated at everything, right? We get educated at everything. We're every kind of expert, you know, the most highly educated. And yet and still, we are targets for just about everyone. Yeah. They really do feel like we are their prey. And we on our side have been taught how to be prey, how to just allow people who are violent and brutal towards us to continue to have access to us, right? But that's a whole nother conversation because we're talking about firearm safety today. So I'm encouraging you to take firearm classes. Find a range near you that has expert instructors. And I know we don't always feel comfortable being around White Walkers, because usually they're the ones who have the firearm instructor, this and that. A whole lot more Black women. Like I think in the last 3 years, was it 600? Buying guns was by Black women, right? And so what we know is that Black women are doing this through the legally in the United States. Now I don't know how it gets, who are global. Okay. Also, I want you to really get that you need to practice with your gun. There's no such thing as just picking up a gun and start shooting it that you don't know anything about. Okay. So I want to make sure that you are feeling comfortable and that you are practicing with your firearm in a in a safe space, a safe environment, because this is how you learn how to use your firearm. And yeah, practice at a range. So while we're waiting for Tiff, wait, hold on, let's check on Tiff. Tiff, where you at, mama? Tiffany, you know I love you. Okay, so while we're waiting on our auntie Tiff, I want to show you my purses, girl. Come on, come on. No, okay, I won't. I'll wait on that. I'll wait on that because yeah. But I will show you this one purse to start with because that's where my firearm is at the moment. One of my favorite concealed carries. So, girl, look at my purse. Don't hate, girl. You know this is cute, girl. And me, I carry everything. All right. You remember your auntie or grandmama who was like, "Oh, you got a mint? You got some tissue? Do you have any gum? You got some lip balm, you got my head is hurting. That's me, girl. I got it all, right? So I prefer a bigger bag. But one of the things that I kind of didn't like about this one is it didn't have this. I had to put this on myself because I like to, you know, strap over like that, right? But anyway, I don't know. Can you guys see this? I want to make sure. I want to make sure you can see it. Okay. On both sides, you see on the side there are zippers. And that's actually in this purse where my handgun is. So I'm going to unzip her and I'm going to pull, right? So what you see here is me reaching for my purse. I could be reaching for my wallet. I could be reaching for whatever, but you pull and see how my finger isn't on the trigger yet? That's because I'm still close to my body. So I pull and I'm going forward, right? And the thing is, my gun has, I keep messing with the camera wrong. Okay, my gun has sights. So first, let's put the purse down for a minute. We'll come back to the purse. Girl, I love this. What? It's so cute. No, I'm not giving it to anyone. Okay, so what you just saw me do is there is a button here for me to release what's called the magazine. So let's release the magazine. You can see it has bullets in it because I'll be carrying, right? It's no good for you to have an empty gun. And then we're going to check and make sure there's no bullets in the chamber. Hope you can see that. Yep, no bullets in the chamber, so we are safe. We're going to take these bullets, this magazine, this is called a magazine. We're going to take this magazine, we're going to put it over here for a second, okay? Now, let's talk about the gun for a moment. If you look at my gun, it really does fit my hand. My hands are kind of small, so it fits my hand. And one of the safety things is that you never put your finger on the trigger unless you're going to shoot. Okay. And another thing is we don't pull a gun to show it. I think this is really important because we have a lot of Black women that I've talked to who really think, oh, I'm gonna just pull it and show it, and that'll back whoever off. Nah, if I'm pulling it, it's being shot. Okay. Okay. It's being shot. And if you don't want to be shot, then you need to duck, dive, what they say, tuck and roll and run or whatever, because you were threatening me with and putting me in imminent danger, or you were trying to rape someone or kidnap someone. Okay. So this idea that we only pull a gun for show is, I'm going to just say it's ridiculous. That's not what we're going to do, right? We are going to, good morning, London. How are you? Your girlfriend wants a gun, but she was thinking a bigger gun, like a rifle, but she's inexperienced. So I told her to get something small, like a 9mm. I'm curious about what I think, right? Well, London, I'll tell you this. We say that as women, like, we want something that's going to blast somebody, right? But this gun is chambered in .380. This is a Ruger LCP Max. It's perfect for concealed carry. So I'm going to stand up for you, London. Okay. It's perfect for concealed carry. So I can put my gun, in my holster. And if you, this here is another clip. It's a loaded clip. So I can put my gun in my holster, and actually I don't have it. If you're with me and my purse and whatever, I have some imprint, meaning you can see the gun a little bit. And that's because this shirt is kind of tight. But when your girl goes to pull, she doesn't want a gun that's going to be up here. She wants to be able to get to her gun, pull it smoothly, and then carry through. And then she wants to be able to shoot it. So this is called a subcompact. Okay. I started with one even smaller than this. So this fits in a purse. It fits in, as you can see, it fits in a holster. Some women carry it on a holster on their legs. I'm too boobed to carry it on my boobs, but there are holsters for the boob. And you can't get a 9 mag into holsters like that, right? Because they sit, the handle is longer, right? And a 9 mag carry you is the bullets are 9 mag, so they're actually, I'll show you this bullet. They're the same circumference as this 380. The 9 mags are, but the thing is, they're longer, right? And so it has more firepower to it, and therefore it's just heavy. Just to carry, it's heavy, right? And once you're outside and you're carrying, you can't just put your gun down because you're tired or something. So you want something that fits your girl's hand, right? That she can comfortably, you know, wrap her hands around. This part of her hand has to be tight, and then her other fingers come around, because when you're pulling, it seems cute in the movies, but you have to be able to practice to make it a one singular motion. And once you go to shoot the gun, right, you are going to need you're going to need to have, make sure that you have sights, because the bullet follows this sight. So with a 9 mag, like I said, it's heavy, it's cumbersome. That's not the first gun I would pick. I would pick, a lot of people do a 22, right? First, 22 bullets though are not as, they're not as powerful as a 380. But there are all types of 380 guns. They have SIGs. These are names of manufacturers. They have SIGs. They have, oh, I don't like Taurus. They Smith and Wesson, you name it. They have guns that shoot 380s, 38 specials. That's where it came from, right? So she needs to go in and like go with her, right? She needs to go in and she needs to talk to some people at the sport shops that sells guns, or the ranges that sell guns, and they will open up the gun and let her hold it and do things like that. I do have a shotgun, and it too is a semi-automatic, because people think it's cute to do, click it in half and then put the bullets in. Girl, ain't nobody got time for that. I'm trying to shoot people. I mean, not people, allegedly. Whatever, So intruders or whatever. So you want to make sure that it's a semi-automatic. Now, the thing about this one, this particular gun, this is a Ruger. The thing about Ruger's been around a long time, and then this particular Ruger Max, it's a little bit bigger than their original LCP. But if you look here, it has a trigger guard. You can't just push the trigger right, unless you're pushing the whole thing. So that's a part of the safety. But with this gun, it doesn't have a safety that you can flip up as well. So that my new gun is a Ruger, what they call security N380. So it's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit longer. It's actually a little bit shorter than, maybe a little bit shorter than some mags, a little bit smaller, but it's in 380, so it's much easier to shoot and to rack it, because she's got to be able to rack that gun. So to rack a gun, you have to be able to pull back and rack it. And when you're in a situation, that can be difficult. So, right, you have to practice racking. And a 9 for me isn't the place to start to learn a new gun. I think they're great if you're already, you know, well versed, right? And you've had experience with guns, and you started learning how to shoot, how to aim, how to pull, all of those things. And a lot of times too, we don't realize as women even what the magazine does. So she needs several magazines, and like I said, 9mm is kind of heavy, right? So um yeah, on a smaller gun, the recoil can be a bit, but actually this one doesn't have a lot of recoil. It is very smooth. And the one I'm about to get um is even smoother. It's actually designed to rack really easy. Like you don't need to do much, and you can aim, and it has a safety, and it's chambered in 380, so it's not as heavy as say the Sig 9, right? So she would be able to carry that. But remember, when she's carrying, she doesn't want it poking in her. And there's different, you can move your um holster into different places. And that's another thing that women, we need to think about, right? We need to think about, what are we wearing? Because me, I like dresses. And so I'm not wearing a holster, which is why I have these gun purses, right? So it's a different type of way to draw. And we want to make sure that we have we have room for all the wonderful things that I personally love to carry. Everything under the sun, okay? Plus your gun. So I think, like, I would go and have any of us, right? I was answering London's question, but these are really good questions that he has, because I think that we need to go into a store and get a feel for different guns, okay? And and that we start out with handguns. And the reason I say that is because that's what you can carry with you. And of course, you can also use it at home. So again, there's a process to conceal carry, and it's really good because it makes you take firearm classes. Now, like my concealed carry was, I think it was 8 hours of training. And I had to, in the end, besides taking 3 different tests, right? First, you need to read the shit because they give you a booklet, and these are about basically the laws in your states, but they give you like a quick hit list for your safety. So just like you guys saw me pop the mag, I'm going to put it back in so you can see. I just took a bullet out. I'm going to put it back in so you can see. But I popped the mag. That doesn't mean the chamber's loaded. I would have to rack this in order to put a bullet into the gun chamber. Okay, so that too takes about 3 seconds. If you don't already have it racked, that's what I mean by rack. This is a rack, and you pull back on it so that you pull a bullet from the magazine, and it sits in the barrel, just going into the barrel, right? Doesn't shoot. It sits just before it goes into the barrel. And when you go to shoot, it pulls up into the barrel and it shoots out. Okay. So yeah, it's important that you have sights too that you can see, right, at night. So my gun has dovetail, and what's cute about this is that you can like hook it to a table or the bottom of your shoe or something and rack the gun, meaning pull a bullet from the magazine, ready to shoot. Okay. So, but this part right here is so cool because it lights up at night. This, all right, this part of the sight. So when I'm shooting, I'm going to drop the mag. So, and make sure there's no bullet. There's no bullet. Girl, I always got to turn it over for y'all. I'm sorry. I always forget. See my hand turn away. Okay. So, so when I'm getting ready to shoot, these are all the like things that you need to build muscle memory. And in order to do that, you have to go practice on the range. And there are different types of ranges. Some only do handguns certain days of the week. If you have a long gun, like an AR or something like that, they'll sometimes have a special night. But there are a lot of Black women out there who are getting their um, expert instructor permits, and like I'll use chicks with triggers, right? They're based in South Carolina, and it's run by a Black woman, and she is amazing. You can find her on Instagram. But there's also, let me think, girls on fire. So these are people who are Black women. You can feel comfortable around them, and they know how to shoot because they shoot at different ranges. Okay. So, like I was saying, you could go to just a regular range, learn how to shoot a handgun, learn how to load it, all of those things, right? You can go to outdoor ranges where you can shoot long guns and your handgun. There are ranges in which you can train like tactical ranges. And I'm gonna have to go to one. I like, that's gonna be the summertime. Everybody else is trying to get cute for the summertime. Get on the beach. Okay, I always am on the beach, but I want to go to tactical range because it gives you more practice in real life situations, right? Where you're coming where you're coming forward with the gun, you're moving to the side, you're moving around an object, those types of things. So I'm not gonna be rolling around on the ground or nothing. That's out of the question. My ass won't be able to get up, girl. Okay. But when it comes to long guns, they will teach you how the three positions to shoot in. And what I mean by position is laying on the ground, up on your knees, and then up on your feet. Okay. So yeah, I'm not laying on the ground or on my knee. I'll bend the knee. So but I really want to help us feel much more comfortable about being able to protect ourselves, right? And a lot of times something else that I hear from Black women is, well, I can just call the police or whatever. Girl, you know how long the police, are you kidding? They only come if you the one being a problem or somebody said you was. They coming with a quickness if it's you with the problem. Now, that doesn't mean you don't need to call them, but in a situation like that, like, someone putting you in your life in danger, right? There's no time to call the police, not at all, right? Another thing that I see with a lot of Black women is we really think, oh, that can't happen to me. And yet, only one of us in 15 will report DV. Our girls, us, by the time we're 18, 60% of us will have been raped. Okay, by a black man either in our family or close to our family, right? Primarily. Black women and their children are being shot by black men every 5 hours. White men's is out there targeting us, and they'll tell you in their little manifestos or whatever that white women wrote for them that they went after basically black women because they knew we would not have any type of weapon and we would not shoot back. So we have adopted being just easy prey, right? And we don't see ourselves as that. We see ourselves as, okay, we're good people, so everybody else must be good people, and they're showing you that they're not, constantly showing us that they're not. If you are a pregnant black woman, a trans black woman, you are 8 times more likely to be murdered than a cishet black woman. And that's another thing for all of us as black women, not doing this thing where we're using the same weapons of patriarchy to decide that someone isn't either black or a woman. Okay, that's I'm not here for it. So we have an LGBTQ community that we feel like they deserve to be hurt, and that is so sick. Because guess what? That's how a lot of people feel about us as black women and as black girls. Really, most black women and black girls who I call goddess born, all of us, are not out there putting anybody else in imminent danger, right? We're not doing that. But if we even raise our voices, if we even say no to something, if we even disagree, that becomes a reason to maim us, to mutilate us, to shoot us. Girl, bye. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Now, the other part about this, you guys saw my dude London, and he was asking questions, right, about purchasing a gun for his girlfriend. That is awesome, because a lot of times we're thinking as black women that, oh, we got someone to protect us, so we're fine. Well, London's not going to be with his girlfriend every single second of the day, and she's not going to be with him every single second of the day. You know, they're doing their own thing, they work, and they doing, you know what I'm saying, going to visit family, friends, whatever, having time out and doing, you know, let's say they go to dinner and London gets up, he goes to use the restroom, and his girl's sitting there, right? And some shit pop off. Well, he's not there right at that time. So that he's making sure that his girl can feel safe and protected the right way is absolutely necessary for all of us, right? So as black women, we don't need to wait on somebody else to come through, because A, they're not. They're not. And B, they really not. And C, I don't need them to. I'm married. My husband, of course, he would go to hell off. Yeah, he'll be quiet, but he was trained by the military. That's all I'm gonna say. He ain't putting up with that shit, and he's not with me every day, all day, right? So in my family, what they were more worried about the other person. I wonder why. They were more worried about the other person. And you know how you are, Mom. You always had some sort of weapon and blah blah blah. You know, don't forget how you chase people allegedly with bats and shit down the street, Mom. You don't need that. And, while it's all cute and funny and shit, but I'm the head of my daughter's security. Oh, hell yeah. I'm doing it all, girl. Okay. I'm doing it all, allegedly. Okay. So we were looking at my gun. I'm going to do something really quick. I'm going to turn this down a little bit so you can see the gun here on the table. Can you see it? Okay. I don't know. Okay. Let me put it here. Okay. So let me see. Maybe we need to shine a little bit more light on the subject or something. Do we need more light on the subject? Yes, let's put more light on the subject. Okay, so we've unloaded this gun. There's no clip in it because the clip's over here. And we know that, dang it, I did it again. I'm sorry, guys, that there's no bullet. The reason I keep doing that is because, see how I'm talking? I could have accidentally put this in here, started talking, and forgot that I had the mag in there while I was talking to you guys, and loaded the gun and shot it off. And bullets go through walls, people. Okay, I'm just saying. So with this particular gun, this is not how every gun gets broken down, but I'm just going to show you really quick. And I'm also showing you for another reason. Okay, this is a takedown pin I'm taking out, by the way. This is the slide. I just pulled off the slide. This is the base of the gun. Okay. There you go. Okay. Now, one other thing. Some guns come with the what do you call it? This thing. Barrel is attached to the gun. It makes it heavy or whatever. My barrel is not attached to the gun. So anytime I take this apart, it was hard at first, but I just had to keep practicing and keep working with experts on what I was doing. And so I've learned how to clean my gun, all of those things. I barely have to look at my gun to take it down now, right? From all the practice. And it only took me with repetition. It took me about, I want to say from 2 to 6 months to really just be able to whoop this gun down. Okay. That's it. That's it. So, so when I always put everything in line, because see this little puppy, if you don't have this, girl, if you lose this, you out of luck, your gun won't work. I'm just telling you right now. Okay. You can't lose none of this. So you have to be really careful. And usually I put it on a towel or whatever, but I just clean my gun. Because if you are working to clean your gun, you are going to get gunpowder, right? On yourself. And you can get it on your face and things like that. So, another good idea is to wear gloves when you're going to clean your gun, right? But you always are safe first. You release the mag, you make sure there's nothing in the chamber, and then you can break your gun down. Okay. So let's see again. Now, they're a little tricky. They got this little trick you got to do with this particular gun, right? And this is why I say, like, we saw what happened with our baby Meg, and people were trying to say, oh, well, she shot herself. Well, da 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 da. Y'all, that's so fucking stupid. How are you going to do that? Have you shot a gun? Do you know what you're talking about? Do you? This is the firing pin I just put in. So, how the hell is she going to shoot herself like that, or Kelsey gonna shoot when they don't know about that gun, meaning they don't even really know how to use it or fire it? Because I have 3 guns by the same manufacturer, and I'm telling you, I don't they're all different, right? And I don't just automatically know one Ruger because I have another, right? So that's how it is. You actually have to practice with a gun. You have to know where things are on a particular gun, like the safety, if it has it. Does it have 2 safeties? How does the trigger pull? Girl, you don't just pick up a gun and start shooting. This ain't the damn movies. Okay, I said it. Okay, so with this firing pin, something they didn't tell you is you actually have to go backwards a little bit with the slide. And people were like, girl, how you get that back in there? I'm like, oh, no, they did it. So first you come forward with the slide. And let's remember I got nails and can't see, but that's neither here nor there, right? First you come forward with the slide. Girl, the pin is the hardest thing. Y'all need to quit making it so damn difficult. Okay, so I came forward with the slide, and now in order to get the pin to go in, I actually have to make it flush without pulling it all the way out. See how I'm pulling the slide back a little bit there, right? And then press the pin. Okay? See what I'm saying? So the more you practice, right? How long is it going to take me? The better you become. Okay? GI Jane all day. Yes. Okay. So that's why I'm saying, like, you know, generally guns don't shoot themselves. So you know, the best way to get comfortable with it is to practice with experts, right? To take classes, to take classes and to practice taking it down safely. Girl, what you do? So that's the best way. That's the best way to get comfortable with your gun. Ah. Why y'all want to give me problems, girl? So, I'm playing with you way too much. Any questions, you guys? I'm just interested. What did I do? Okay. I must have moved the hammer. This has an internal hammer, by the way. Okay. So it's not like you know, our guns that, there you go. It's not like a 6-shooter or a 5-shooter where you put in 5 bullets and you have to cock back the hammer. The hammer is internal in this gun. And usually that's how a lot of semi-autos work, right? And you want to make sure you have guns with texture so you can get a really good grip. Okay, so let's put this effing pin back in. Y'all making me work today. I ain't gonna lie, because I want to get to my purses already. I don't want to be here trying to do a pin. One of the things that I did was I got several of these pins. Okay, so I carry one with me in my purse because, girl, like I said, if this thing get lost, girl, it's just done. It's done. Okay, you just out of luck. Okay, so remember we have to pull this back. We have to go back a little, but it's not flush enough. Come on, without coming out. You can do this. Don't talk crazy to me. My pen just talked crazy to me. Did you see that? Girl, we ain't gonna have it. And now you understand too why you need to practice and why you need to make sure that at all times you're being safe, that you don't have bullets in the gun in any way, shape, or form when you are taking down your gun. Okay? Girl, I got nails and everything. Okay, let's go back. There she is. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. So let's talk a little bit about magazines. CR magazine. I'll always be going the wrong way. CR magazine. Okay. I say this all the time. Like, people don't tell you this. They're just like, oh, just get a gun and shoot it. But actually, you need to have several magazines. Okay. And the reason I say that, let me pull out my other. The reason I'm telling you that you need to have several magazines and have them loaded is because it takes time to load a magazine. Just does. You can't get around it. I don't care what kind of expert you think you are or whatever. It's easy to take the bullets out, girl. It's not that simple to put them in. So one of the things that I would suggest that you have is, number one, several different magazines that fit your gun. So you buy them from the manufacturer or at the gun store, and it's important that it's the right one for your gun, of course. So this is a Ruger 380 auto magazine. Okay. And the magazine is what holds the bullets, right? So as you saw, I took some of the bullets out. You can do this, just what you see me doing here, and get those bullets in there like that, right? But as you're trying to do that, because there's a lip to this, I did it again. There's a lip right here. I don't know if you guys can see this right here. The back of this bullet, the serrated part of this bullet, has to go underneath that, and then you push it back. So it takes time. It cramps your fingers and everything. So I use this. This helps me to put the bullet in into the magazine much faster, and it's way easier on my hands, right? Or anyone's hands. So with this, put it on top, push it down, right? And I can just put this, it makes it so that serrated edge that I would have to get underneath with the back of the bullet, I can easily just do that. And the bullet's in. Girl, keep going to the side. Okay. So I have several, you guys are just gonna have to watch me from here. I have several loaded magazines that I carry with me. So when I'm carrying, I usually have, of course, a loaded magazine in the clip. And then I have like 2 magazines that I have loaded as well, like these 2. And there's a bit of a difference between these 2, because this gun, this subcompact little Ruger girl, it has a 10. Plus, you can put 1 in the chamber, so that would make it 11. But a 10 magazine gun, bullets. That's how many you can put in the magazine. And then, and the other one is 12. So you can put 12 bullets in the magazines. And most subcompact guns, you can only put 6. Plus 1 if you load it into the top of the gun yourself, which nobody does. So you got for Ruger LCP Max, you got a 10 and you got a 10 and a 12, right? And yeah, what? Girl, I'm just a fool. So when I'm firing my gun and I'm at the range, let's say, right? I can shoot either 12 bullets or 10, and my gun will lock back to let me know we out, put another magazine in here because we're not done. Now, okay, which one was I doing? Y'all got me all off track. I done left the bullet on the table. I love y'all. Okay. So we have the magazines. I've shown you how to take down the gun. I've talked to you about safety, and remember, I am not an expert. You do need an expert to show you how to use your firearm And what I mean by expert is an instructor who is certified to teach about firearms, right? And then um, you want to have a, a gun permit, right, in order to buy your first two firearms. So most states require um, that if you're going to buy a gun from a shop, that you have a permit, and that goes again through the county you live in. So you actually would go on your county website, and you would apply for a gun permit. I would suggest, if you're going to apply for one, you may as well apply for two or three. They're usually not that expensive. In my state, I think I got two for $12. I think they're like $5 or $6 a piece. Okay. So now here's the good news. If you go through concealed carry, which I suggest you do that too. You start off by getting a permit so you can get a gun and start learning how to fire on a range. But you want to go through the concealed carry class because it's so in depth and it's really good. There are other firearm classes as well. So you go, you get your permit, you go and, you know, look at a few guns, test them out. What does the grip feel like? What is it? Where are the safeties? Things like that, right? And some ranges will let you test out the gun on the range, right? And have the bullets, and you can see what the recoil is for you with one gun that you kind of like compared to another. So you have the ability to really just train with your gun. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Um, the cops, most of them have to train on a monthly basis. Like they have to prove that they were at the range shooting on a monthly basis, because even though they carry that weapon, they might have carried that weapon for 20 years, what the hell ever, they're consistently practicing. And that's all you need to do too, is consistently practice on the range with experts, right? And I can tell you, you are going to get to the point where I am now, and just you will feel so safe. And there's a different kind of feeling having a gun with you. Now, allegedly, I might have had ice picks before and maybe a few knives. Okay, allegedly. However, some mace with pepper spray. But the pepper spray thing, I'm telling you right now, you got to be careful because you stand downwind, that's everybody's ass, including your own. So you can do what it takes to feel comfortable with your firearm, and you can be safe. You can carry and all of those things. But I am encouraging you to go and study go to firearm classes, take a concealed carry class, and with experts, right? Get your certification in concealed carry, because you have to take that certification over to the county in order to start working on the application for concealed carry permit. Now, concealed carry permit in most states lasts 5 years, right? And then you just have to take a test and to re-up it. And let's open it. And here's what I found out. So once you get your concealed carry, girl, you don't need any other permit to buy guns. You don't. In fact, in most states with long guns, you don't need a permit to buy them. They just do a quick background check at whatever sports store or gun store you're at. So then it starts to be like, oh, what? Girl. So let's look at a few things. So funny because my husband, he's got several guns, but the one he carries is my baby LCP, right? And there's all types of different holsters. There's a band that can go around you. There's a holster that can go around your leg, and like I told you, you could holster on your bra. Um, you could move your holster from your 6 to your 3 to your 2 to your 12 if that's what's comfortable for you. Um, you just are going to have to practice what holster is best for you and what's comfortable. There are some things on YouTube besides me, right? And you can really um, find what works for you, right? And your particular gun, because you want a holster in which your gun fits. Now, when I get the bigger gun, I think this will be a better fit um, than my subcompact here, because if I put my subcompact in, that's nice. I like it. I mean, hey, cute, right? See, cute. And of course, I can pull without, and it's covering the trigger. That's the other thing you want to make sure that your trigger is covered. So when you pull your gun, your fingers are around the grip of the gun, and you're not accidentally touching the trigger before you're ready to go forward and shoot. The reason you don't want to shoot from here is because you can shoot yourself, first of all. Second of all, hold you can't hold the gun properly from here. Now I'm learning how to shoot one-handed, right? But there's a kickback, um, like we said. So really, most people, whether they're experts at guns or not, are actually, they pull, right? They pull, and the reason I keep my hand here, even if I'm fiddling with my purse, once I pull it, my other hand, my left hand comes up, right? Because I'm right-handed. And then I'm pulling my gun, and then I'm going forward, and then I'm pop pop, right? And so, oh my God, sorry, girl, Tiff's gonna get me, girl. I got to talking. Tiffy, I'm sorry. Okay, here's the link. This link is for Tiff. She's gonna come up and talk, uh, and ask questions. London, if you're still here, we know you, and you can come up and ask questions too, or give us your comments. And there is Tiff. What up? Hello, lady.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am well.
The
I
sun
am well.
is
I'm having
shining.
fun.
The sun is shining. Is it nice where you are?
It's beautiful.
It looks
It's
nice.
beautiful. Yeah, it's
I'm,
beautiful.
I'm jealous.
Okay, listen, I done gone over the whole gun thing, but I wanted you to really like get with like drilling me on some questions. Now I might not know the answers, some of it I'm gonna tell you right now.
Hmm.
I am not an expert, right? We all know that. We're just on my little gun journey. So London asked some pretty good questions, and I really thought, okay, cool, that's really good. I'm glad, because we have questions as Black women,
Yeah.
and yeah, I need you to ask me some questions.
Okay. So the first thing I think um, is safety concerns. I think a lot of women are just fearful of having a weapon around. So
Mm-hmm.
knowing how to keep it secure in a place where only you can get access to it, but
Mm-hmm.
also enough time to get to it. So like what's the gun gonna help me if it's in the closet? That's you know. So
Right.
I think gun safety, and then probably getting very familiar and just maybe being in the environment, because if you're like, I'm from East Texas, so I was
Mm-hmm.
raised around guns. I know about hunting, like it was what you do. So we always knew, don't touch it unless you're going to use it. If you use it, you better kill them and shoot to kill, because pull the weapon, don't pull it unless you're going to use it. that was drilled into our heads. And
Yes.
for me, I kept, I'm a yoga teacher, so I have a gentle spirit. I'm just like, I just can't picture myself killing someone else. And, if God says it's my time, and I was just like, oh, wait a minute, you're going to Jesus yourself to death. No, sis, like, get a weapon. I can cover and pray myself over, but I'm going to have a pew pew. If you are in a state where you can get one, get one. And you need to get one immediately, because if you're watching anything that's going on with Congress right now, get you one.
Yeah, so to the first part of your question about where you would keep it safely, but you can get to it quickly,
Mm-hmm.
is they have, I mean, you can get a combination, um, little, I didn't bring it upstairs, but a little square combination.
Is that the one where you can like do a fingerprint?
No, but that was the next one I was going to talk about, because that's our next thing. I feel like me and my husband need two separate ones, right? Because you on another side of the bed. And
So
I'm gonna need you to go.
I'll
I'm gonna need you to go low when I go high. Okay.
we both going to hell. So we going.
I thought that's what Michelle Obama was talking about. Oh, when they go low, you go high. I was like,
I am dragging you to Hades with gasoline draws on, baby. I'm not. Now I'll give you a sweet. You get one good clap. The first time I'm gonna cuss you like the Southern style, and it's gonna be like, "Ooh, baby, don't run up on me like that." Oh, that makes me a little bit nervous, honey. That second move is gonna be like, "Oh, I'm feeling like you're choosing violence. Let me be very direct. You don't. If you run up, I won't hesitate. So is today the day that you would like to meet your maker? If we have to go up another step, I'm shooting you, because I gave you a warning, not a warning shot, but I told you, I alerted you, I told you back it up. I feared for my life.
Yeah, and that's all I'm gonna say in my head, though. I fear for my life. Okay, then that's it. I think that when you're talking about going to reach for your gun at home, first of all, your gun needs to be locked away securely so no one else can get it, because whatever happens with your gun is going to be on you.
Yeah.
Right? That's the legalities of it, unless you have reported that gun stolen and it's already been known that it's been stolen.
What about gun show purchases, though?
I don't really go to gun shows because I don't not that I don't like going. I love going to see the guns, but I don't really feel comfortable purchasing from them.
Okay, so that would be another.
But that doesn't mean that other people don't. Other people do purchase from a gun show, but I feel like something happens. I didn't like it, whatever. I can't get to you fast enough, right? And
okay, so that would be a tip, that if you're going to purchase local and with somebody that provides some support.
Yeah, because I need to know that. Now, it's not like you can't go to a gun show, get whatever it is that you like or whatever. I think if you're a better with guns, if you understand guns, if you've been shooting guns, that you can go to a gun shop, a gun show, because you understand the gun that you're looking for and that. But for me, I just think that that's too loosey goosey for me. I need to be able to track people down.
Here's another question then. Should I go to the gun range and practice before I purchase?
Sure.
Is that an option? Like, can you go and like rent a gun?
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit before you came on, and you can. There are gun ranges that allow you to come and test out a gun, right? Mm-hmm. To not just so you can grip it or whatever, but I mean on the lane, just like what you're saying. So I can go. They can, okay, I like this one. I think I like that one and that one. Can I try those out? And they will have guns that they actually use for classes, right? And they will let you use that to test it on the range to see if that's the type of gun you want and how it shoots, the recoil, where the safeties are, if there are safeties, all of these different things. You can get a feel for it, and then you can purchase.
Back up. I thought all had safeties.
No,
So I guess a revolver wouldn't, right? No.
some revolvers do, but a lot of subcompact, compact handguns, right, don't have safeties in that tradition. Some of them do. So it depends on what you're looking for. Like my gun, I did just clear it. There is nothing, there's no magazine. And again, oops, clear you guys. Okay. So with my gun, this right here, this is a trigger safety. So if you see this hard part right here,
Mm-hmm.
this is actually the trigger. Unless I pull both back,
Oh, it won't
I'm
fire.
not gonna. Yeah, it won't.
Okay.
It's not gonna fire. But that's not safety enough in my mind, right? Um. So the gun that's coming for me, it has actual safety like what you see in the movies. And the way it's set up is you can't just click the safety, because see, when you're looking at shooting a gun, you have to be aware of where is the release of the magazine, because you could accidentally push that while you're shooting, right? You have to see how your hand fits around this, and then you have to be wary of it. Does it have a trigger safety? Because my first gun doesn't have a trigger safety or a safety on the side.
Oh, wow.
And then the new gun that I have has a safety, but you have to actually push it up from the back. So that means while when you're shooting, it has to be you have to actually
It's a,
go, okay, I'm gonna
it's
move the safety.
yeah. That's
I'm
an
a,
it's not a misfire.
it's not a misfire. Well, that's not a misfire anyway, but I mean, you're not gonna, with the safety, you're not gonna accidentally um um put the safety on, you're not going to accidentally take the safety off, right?
Mm.
You have to, it's pushed down on the back, not the front. So when I get that gun, it will feel better, I think, because I have two safeties, right? Actually, that's kind of got a third one, but the two main safeties that you usually are seeing are the trigger safety and
Mm.
the safety that's here that will lock the gun so that it can't fire. The slide can't move back and forth.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So essentially, in 2023, um, all of the girls that know, if you know, you know where we are. We need to pick partners and be doing some license trainings together. If you
Yes.
go in partners, uh, have drinks after.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I would say we live in a world where it would be quite lovely if the people that you believed were supposed to protect you would. That is not the reality. If you have always protected yourself, then you need to protect yourself. That's just bottom line. If you have always had to protect yourself, then you need to protect yourself. And we don't take rocks to knife and gun battles. If it's
Yeah.
desperado, it's desperados. And I'm
Yeah.
not movie style and no, I'm gonna have real accurate fire. I'm gonna be an expert. I'm gonna take you out real nice, quick, graceful,
Yes.
but you won't be here.
Yes.
And I think if more Black women had that kind of confidence and love with themselves, they would feel a little bit different. Because I just have my license and I feel very different. Like, try it if you want it.
Yeah. Come through. That's what I be telling. Come through.
Pull
Come
up.
through.
But when it's like, and I'm country too. Wait a minute, with them special medicines, like don't do that. So
Yeah. This whole idea, Tiff, where hi, is
London,
it Lantoinette? Hi, welcome. This whole idea where we feel like, oh, we have to literally let somebody else do it for us. So and so will protect us, this one will protect us. We take it to God, we take it everywhere except for put it in our own hands because everybody else has got it in their own hands and they have no problem pulling simply because you're a Black woman. You like literally it when we even say something, that's how powerful we are as Black women, right? As God is born. When if we even say something, all of a sudden we angry, aggressive, we hurt people and this and that. So you need to shoot us because we said something you
it's the
didn't like, girl.
microaggression of it all. It is the microaggression of it all. In them,
That's just plain violence. I don't know why we keep tagging white women with microaggressions. Look, hooker, you rolled up. Okay. I'm telling you, don't roll up on me. I'm not like, don't do that. You know what, Tiff? I raised my kids in Stockton, California. I don't know if you know about Stockton, but at the time we were fourth before Beirut in murder. California.
Stockton like Compton, because all I can hear is where you from, food.
Girl, Compton wouldn't come to Stockton. Ain't nobody trying to come to Stockton. Okay? Ain't nobody trying to do it. All right.
Okay.
The pedophiles and shit, they would put them out in Stockton because you can't be but so far from a school or whatever. The kids in Stockton will beat your ass. No, please let me out anywhere but Stockton. Okay. You will get beat the fuck up by a 9-year-old. Okay, so Stockton's just it. I loved Stockton for the fact that it was so fucking real, and at the same time, there's 5 colleges there, right?
Okay.
So it's just this amalgamation of
sounds like
everything.
It sounds like Houston. It sounds
like yes. What I've heard about Houston, yes, it's very much
it's very much Houston because
they're very similar,
Dallas.
And for me, I always these men would walk up on me, oh, you so this and oh, you so that. The fuck is wrong with you? That's my answer. What the fuck is wrong with you? Did you just walk up on me?
No, see, now we're not gonna provoke them.
No, you don't. You came into my space. I already have allegedly a weapon on me. Okay. So you just walked up on me. No, that's how I answer that shit. Oh, you want to follow me? Well, nigga, I'm gonna follow you too. Stop. You're crazy. You started it. But that's just me.
Damn.
That's just me. Okay, that's not all of us. That is not all of us. And I realize that because as Goddess born, I'm a Goddess born warrior. Not all of us need to be warriors, right? But that doesn't mean that we are unworthy and that we should not be protected and feel safe.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to teach us that we need to be prey. We need to just bare our necks, put our stomachs up, and just let people eat off of us. And that, I don't expect people to think the way I do or roll the way I do. This is long years of just, I ain't gonna be doing no shit. You ain't gonna be doing no shit over here. Okay? I'm gonna fuck you up. Allegedly.
Between Meg the Stallion case and then watching Congress and seeing that it's two black women running the show, America is so effing effed. Like it's like you get no protection and you're doing all the work.
Yes.
It's just we try to process it. It's a lot. That's so much. And
And
then be
yeah,
graceful. And then not only be graceful. So I was really thinking about this and I was like, okay,
yeah.
a lot of people want to holler, it's 2023, we're modern, we're modern, we're modern. If you're that modern, then modernize your weapons because we can get all the degrees in the world. But if you will not get training to defend yourself, your degree is going to be hanging somewhere pretty because these Negroes will take you out. And if they don't take you out, they will smear your name and they will do it in community, on code, to the highest of levels. And
Yeah, and I really think that as Black women, we are constantly trying to fight stereotypes while knowing that we are strong. See, I don't need anybody to tell me shit about me. Okay? I know who I am. I know what I want. I check in with myself on a regular basis as I evolve and expand. And so what I who I am and what I want may change, as I'm evolving and expanding. And everybody else knows that Black women and Black girls, in other words, goddess born, are are we can walk in a room and calm people's nerves. We can just start singing and people, are moved. We are so powerful, but we're never taught it within ourselves that we are powerful. We're taught to push that all down. And what we tend to push it down with is the pain and the trauma caused to us because we are not really supposed to talk back, fight back, stand up for ourselves, any of those things. We're supposed to allow everybody to eat off of us. And if they want to shoot us, they will shoot us. If they want to maim us, they will maim us. If they want to lynch us, they will lynch us. If they want to run us through the mud, they will do that shit, right? And we're sitting here going, okay, well, I'm just going to pray on it, or I'm just going to have to work on myself more in this. And sure, you should do all of that. No problem. And at the same time, you're not going to sit here and take from me for free. No. And you definitely ain't going to target my ass. That's not happening. You ain't fucking with my daughter. None of my adopted children. You ain't fucking with none of them. Okay. So if you are constantly coming to us with violence, whether it's spiritual violence, emotional violence, whether it's physical, sexual, any of those, any of the above, and anything else, you deserve to get your ass kicked. You came to me with violence. I wasn't fucking with you. I was minding my business. And you act like if I can't and if I don't give everything I am as an elemental, y'all can't breathe without air. You can't live without water and the fire and the earth. And guess what? All of them are fighting back. Cause y'all done some fuck shit to them too as elementals. So you want the prime elemental, Black women and Black girls, to sit here and take your shit? No, no, we're not doing that. We're not gonna do that. We we're not the type of people who have gone after somebody revengefully, except for when it's another Black woman or Black girl. Hmm? All the shit that's been done to us, we will protect the
vicious.
fucking people who have been violent and brutal towards us. If I hear one more fucking Black man or white woman say, but there's good ones of us, then you should go talk to them.
But
I
you
don't give a
but
fuck. I'm not going to try to figure out which one of you is this or that. All I know is you're killing Black women every 5 hours. All I know is our babies are being essayed. All I know is you trying to make my baby cut her hair in wherever school. All I know is you clowning black girls. All I know is you're constantly being inhumane towards us. And we turn around and give you love and compassion and care. Guess what? If you if you come here without love, compassion, and care and holding me sacred, okay, and protected and uplifted, you getting that shit, that violent shit back times 1,000, allegedly.
You know, you went with this side. I'm going to go with this side. And with this side, what I have realized is we are very uncomfortable with telling the truth about the things that are happening to young women in our community. And if you want to have an example, please look no further than surviving R. Kelly. Like, in divine mystical ways, because I went to go look for that trauma porn and could not access it. And it was like, no, you do not, you know what happened. You don't need to ingest this bullshit. He's been doing this since Aaliyah. Aaliyah's been dead now for almost what, 20 years?
Yeah, that baby. Yes.
She was married at 15. Bro, this nigga is a predator. I don't care what Tasha K did. I don't care what Timothy Savage does. I don't care about none of that shit. It
Hey,
gets
Invincible.
like super weird with people and women in their sexuality, because Megan couldn't screw 2, 3 dudes, but this nigga is screwing people from when I was a teenager. I have a niece that's a teenager. This
Mm-hmm.
just got locked up. And y'all are on the internet with the conspiracy theories. And it's us that made the damn GoFundMe. What? Black women, stop it. Stop being so unserious. Stop being so unserious. It's not a game. They are killing you. And y'all can't take a girls' trip without your boyfriend coming for your last night because you paid for the room. Girl, what? Excuse me, ma'am? Especially if I done my PTO, you're like me. You get paid by hour by clients. Baby, if I book a trip to go away from something and you bring the something to the trip, we don't have a problem. I might at first I thought, wow, she's acting really volatile. But then I had to think like, how long did this girl say for this vacation? Did she take time off? What did she reschedule? That you're gonna say, oh well, I hey, is that London?
That's London.
Hey, you're muted. You're muted.
What's going on, Tiff?
Hey
Hey,
you.
confidence with love.
Hey,
Yeah,
how are you?
I'm hanging there. I actually was at work. I normally have my headphones in at work and stuff, so I was like, let me get off and jump on real quick because I was like, cause I was when I was asking those questions, I was like, because she's adamant about getting one, and I'm like, thinking about all the stuff we talked about, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably a good idea that I get you some protection around here if I'm not around. Plus, I work a lot, so I don't always be around for real, for real. Um, So I'm glad you did answer my questions. I do think though, like I was telling her, yeah, like you were saying, I was like, I don't think you need a bigger gun. I think you need a smaller gun. And I'm like, you're not
Mm-hmm.
even really that big either. So I don't know if you can handle the recoil and things like that. So I think you were talking about the concealed carry. That's one thing I don't have. And I'm like, that I was telling her, like, I think this is a place that a lot of people go to near our town, like at one town over from us, and they have a good course for like $100 or something like that. And I
Yeah.
was like, we need to go ahead and get a group, and I think they give you a group rate if you have a group. So
Do a date night.
that's something that I was.
Do a date night. Invite other couples. Like if y'all are in the market to look for couples, just put out a meetup and just say, hey, we are an African American couple looking to get together with some other people, or we're a couple looking. You will be surprised that you will meet other people that may be in that same space. Meetup is an excellent tool to build I'll say offline in real life communities. And then the other thing is online. You may have enough people that have interests within Discord or who you know on social media that you might
Social media.
be surprised. You might think you and her, and it may be you, her, mama, cousin. It might turn into a family thing. So
That's true.
just put it out there like I want to get her safe, but I want y'all to be safe too. And that's a way that as a black man you get to show up black women.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, London, you had some really great questions. I hope I answered most of them about her like going and trying out guns and seeing how they sit in her hand, you
Right.
know, how the grip is, what the sight looks like for her, and then testing them out on the lane, right? At the range, because there are places that will let you do that. And then she can see how it shoots for her. The thing I think about a 9 mag is the heaviness of it, just by itself before you're ever shooting it. The heaviness of a loaded 9 mag is just, it has quite a bit of weight on it compared to what you're seeing me with here,
Right.
right? And it is true that when the gun is really tiny, it has more recoil. So me getting the next Ruger that I'm getting, which is it's the measured size of a 9 mag in a sense, but because it's chambered in 380, it's light. The bullets are not as heavy as, you know, 9 mag bullets. So that is something, right, that you have to consider. And that's what she has to consider, because if she's going to end up getting a concealed carry, and she wants that to be her concealed carry. I see a lot of men say, this one's a little too big for me to conceal carry, right? So this
Right.
is my normal, I'm carrying this, da da da. Because you know, you can't put it down. You can't go somewhere else with it just because
Yeah.
because it's heavy,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, my dad actually, when I was in I actually lived with my dad throughout my high school years and stuff. So he
Mhm.
actually taught me with his 45 how to shoot. But back then, I couldn't even handle it back because I was a high schooler. But I was like, man, this got some
Mhm.
weight to it, and the recoil was off the chain.
Yeah.
I almost smacked myself in the face with the gun. I was like, yeah, this
Yeah.
might be a little much, Dad. I'm more into 9 millimeters, or I've shot a 40 before. That wasn't that bad. So for me at least. So I'm like, yeah, you might have to get something smaller than what I even have, because I'm like, you're not that big and you're not as experienced. So, but yeah, she's really excited about it. So I'm like, I know my friends wanted to they were telling, I was talking to friends and some of them said they wanted to go. So I might
Mhm.
actually have a decent sized group. Maybe I got to see who all gonna commit, because you know how that goes sometimes. You say let's do this, and
Yes.
then only like
Whoa,
three
whoa,
people
whoa,
commit.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
If
whoa, whoa. London, stop. We speak the things that we want. If you want the group to come in and manifest, then that's what you speak. Don't put a what if. I'm gonna have a group come together. Me and my baby gonna go alone to shoot with some friends. That's it. That's all.
Facts.
That's
Okay.
it.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, and it's worth it, even if they don't come. If it's just the two of you,
Because
it's worth it to go and start the process, and then maybe they will. You know what I'm saying?
it could turn into a
Join.
cute.
Yeah.
She might get real excited. You might not want her to be, but you might want to just be y'all too. I'm just saying.
True. True. That is true.
I'm just
Yeah, yeah,
stranger things have happened.
yeah. Because generally, I go, I'll go by myself, but I go with my husband a lot. And he doesn't even, you
Yeah.
know,
I
he's in the
wasn't.
military and whatnot, but he doesn't necessarily come on the lane with me all the time. He's just out there waiting for me to shoot up some targets and go, yeah. The other thing I want to point out, London, because you already know this, of course, Tiff knows this, is that when you get a new gun, you have to break it in, right? You're going to have to put some bullets through it in order for it to, like, you're almost getting, it's weird, but it's almost like getting the gun accustomed to you. But yeah, a new gun, a lot of times the manufacturer does not do 100 rounds to it or 300 rounds to it for you. That's something you
Right.
have to do for yourself. So I didn't
For
want to,
yourself.
I didn't want anybody to miss that part, that when
So
you
you're gonna get
do
plenty of practice.
purchase.
You should get plenty of practice to. It's kind of like getting in your car when you get your first
Yeah,
car.
putting your training wheels on, basically.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
got
Yes.
to know it a
So
little bit, massage it. Okay.
yeah, so that's the plan. I mean, I want to get her in more that way. I just get a little nervous. She might get a little trigger happy, but because she snap off a little quicker than I am. I'm more patient than she is. I was like, man, I want you just shooting up at the grocery store or something. She's like laughing, but I'm like, yeah, I just want you to get more practice and stuff. I was like, you haven't really had a like I've been practicing since I was a teenager. You haven't had that practice, so yeah. So this is something. It's something new for her that I want to,
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do y'all have a do you have a standing date night?
Not really. We
Boom,
go out when we can.
boom. So this is what you're gonna do for you and your girl. You're gonna kill two birds with one stone. Once a month, schedule you a date night. Schedule it the third Saturday of every weekend. That gives your family and friends enough time to know, hey, we got these kids so they can go on a date night, but also she's getting safety. So you will get quality time with her, bonding time, and a kid-free night.
And there's something you said, and I want to say that's exactly how my family is looking at me, because being a goddess born warrior, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to take everybody out. Okay, it could, but it doesn't. And for my family, they're like, oh no, you ain't getting no more. No,
I mean, you
you
got
got
these
shit under your
you got these
pillow.
alleged ice picks. I don't know.
London, every time that I'm not really into, like, of
London,
course, I'm not into Christmas or anything like that, but they're like, what do you want for Mother's Day or whatever? You know what I want. And they're like, no. And they get together and they tell each other, listen, you know what she's going to ask for? And the answer is no. Everybody got to say no.
no.
No. Okay.
But look, London, you made a joke about John Wick. Was Halle Berry not just super hot when she was shooting them guns?
Listen, her and them dogs was, boy, I'm telling
You
you.
don't want your boo to be laced up like that? Lace her up.
Yeah.
Lace her up.
Yeah. And she's not,
I
you know, the thing about us as Black women that I find is that we really use the power of our voice to push people back more than anything else, right? And it just so happens that it works well, right? And we also need to actually have different types of protection. Like, we need to take self-defense classes. We need to do that, because my husband was like, okay, I know you getting ready to allegedly do some shit with a bullet. Right? And I'm like, well, if I wanted somebody gone allegedly, they would be gone. That's it. You know, even down to where we moved to allegedly that I chose. We might have a few little rivers and what do you call those? With alligator and swamp. We might have a couple. Yeah.
Oh no, she in the bayou. Okay.
Allegedly. In London, I went past there one day, right? Because it's backwoods, right? I went past there. I was like, these motherfuckers. Somebody set the swamp on fire. Who does that? Do you know what shit's gonna come up? Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you do have people who are like me who are warrior born, right? But most Black women, we just use our ability to use our words more than anybody else. Like, that's really what we do. We use the power of our voice, and that just sets everybody off, right? So then automatically I think the thought is, well, if you can push if you can go off on somebody in the grocery store and set them back from being violent to you, then what are you gonna do with a gun? Well, the same thing they doing. That's if you look at any of the white women videos that everybody thinks, oh, white women are the most delicate or blah, blah, blah. Girl, they ain't playing that. They got their little girls on there. They doing the whole most. The whole most. They at the range. And they working that shit out. And as no one's calling them masculine or not delicate, or they're just gonna go off when they're more violent than their men. For real, for real.
Mm-hmm. That's
So yeah, I think it's it's kind of a mindset because it's in my family too. Like they all looking at me like, who the fuck cousins calling? Who the hell says she can who don't we all know better? Don't we all know about this? We family meeting, right? Right? We're gonna have a love meeting. That's what we gonna do. And I'm just like, have all the love meetings you want, but I'll be that one you call. Because y'all always call me to ride with you. And I ride with you. Okay? I'm too old. I ain't gonna be running behind people. No, I can't run down the street with the bat no more. I don't feel like I just allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah. My girlfriend, she actually she learned martial arts when she was younger, so she do got some combat training with that. She's pretty nifty with her hands and feet. I was like, oh, okay. Caught me off guard one day playing with her. I was like, oh, okay.
That's good. That's good. There's nothing like a good throat punch, allegedly.
I wouldn't know anything about those things.
Just a quick chop.
What are those? What is that?
Hey, they can't read, they can't fight, allegedly, right?
It's not my problem. You come over here talking about, oh, can I touch your hair? Wait. And that's my answer. If I get to throat punch you, because you are being violent with me.
The entire,
that's violence for you to touch my person and just assume that you should get to. Why would you even ask me that shit? I ain't never asked to touch none of y'all hair ever. Okay? Why would you think my person belongs to you?
Well, because Black women have no agency, because men don't have agency. And I'm going to strike a nerve, but I'm going to tell you, ain't nothing bothered me more than this weekend watching that game where the young man had the heart attack. And to see those
the football player.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Fully grown men in tears. Not one, not two, multiple grown Black men that do not cry knew that nigga was dead. And they brought him back. Black men, some of the richest Black men, were being told, now you just saw old dude die and drop, but we gonna come back out at midnight and finish up this game. Boy. You gonna come out here and do what I said, boy. Now, as a woman, if I see this and I see you saying, yes, sir, boss, we gonna get back out there. Yes, sir, boss. Oh no. Oh, surely not you to protect me. I'm in this alone. It's just me and my girls. And now look at this. Go turn on 4, 5, 8. Right now, we are watching the insurrection ceremony day to watch white men that have all the power in the world not be able to even pick a goddamn speaker of the house. These are the people that you're trusting for your protection. You're an idiot if you do.
That's true.
You are an idiot if you do. All these people that thought these folks with all these 50, look here. If you see them buying a whole bunch of something, you better start buying it. And you know who them is. And if you're not around enough of them, then use Twitter to your benefit, babes. Use TikTok to your benefit, babes. What are the rich people doing? They're not buying Cartiers. Boats ain't going out. It's real
Yeah, I think
quiet.
it's, I think it's just so important. Oh, there, Tiffany coming in and out, babe. I think it's just so important that we start looking at the gravity of really what's happening and stop trying to make it seem good. No, it's okay. No, it's fine. No, it isn't. It isn't fine for you to hunt me in a grocery store. It isn't fine for me to walk out of some store and have a man walk up to me and insist that I speak to him. I am grown. Like the idea that I don't get to have my own space, that I don't want to speak to you. That's why I'm not speaking to you. And you're not going to make me. And you're not going to sit here and then tell me what you're going to do to me because I didn't speak to you. Right? As if I'm not a grown human being. Right? Like, how do you even formulate this shit in your mind that it's okay for you to do that with me? Because we don't realize our own goddess bornness and our own powers, because we never discussed that. We think we should not have a gun. We should not protect ourselves because we are supposed to be here to give everything we are, our brilliance, our creativity, our body, everything to others. Never put yourself first. Never put yourself even second. If you walk past the mirror, I can't tell you how many times I heard family members go, "Oh, you just think you cute. You ain't cute. No, you ain't. I'm cute." You know, but that we have to. I remember my aunt saying to me, "You know what, Lovey Dove, you have to be careful when you walk outside because you don't want to incite someone's jealousy." Girl, their jealousy, see, people's feelings belong to them.
Right.
That's a power that you actually have. Your feelings belong to you. I'm not responsible for your feelings. Now, I may incite some shit, yeah, like she said, and those are still your feelings. Nobody incites jealousy in me, but my problem, let's say, my demon is wrath. So that's what I have to deal with. It. I don't expect other people to deal with my wrath, right? Unless they were violent toward me, then you're getting what you get,
What?
allegedly.
I,
So we have been programmed and trained as Black women and Black girls to make ourselves smaller and less and less. And I don't know how many times you're just too much. You're just too much. You're just too much. No, I'm just what I'm supposed to be. That is not my problem. That that's not a part of your DNA, that you are not melanated, that you do not have that creative process that created the whole universe, melanin. That's not my problem. But I see how you covet it. And when you covet it, coveting comes along with violence. So it's nothing to you to make me hide my hair or whatever it is, right? Because you want that. And if you can't have it, then I'm not going to have it either, you know?
but even
So,
now that they have it, because we have a lot of preferences, and baby, the I call it the beiging of the NBA. We were watching it last night, and I'd be counting out. I'd be like, "There go beige baby, there go beige baby." I was like, "Oh,
Not
three of
so
them."
I the only one who called him beige. Okay, I'll feel bad
No,
now.
that that beige rage is real, honey. I showed a picture of my family, and then I mean, we had the fact that we had a conversation yesterday about that dumb girl. Not I'm not saying my baby Megan from Bad Girls Club.
mm,
Wow.
Gaslight that I think her name is Monello. She's from Houston. Beach Down Your Block. She's a cute little girl too, very cute. Um, they did that interview, and that girl was telling her like, "Well, I experienced colorism because I was bright," and it's just like the girl, stop it. You got bullied, baby. That's not colorism. It was really weird. And then we had people going on the scale of blackness, which this is just a personal rant, but I think we need to keep blackness a little bit better.
I agree.
Because if you don't know Melissa Ford is biracial, you identify her as black. If you don't know Claudia Jordan has a white mom, you identify her as black. If you didn't see Halle Berry, and especially post nose job, and yes, babes, she had a nose job. Go
No
see
job,
before
yeah.
and after. Um, Miss Mamas is biracial. So if the biracials are the standard, no wonder why people that are my color thinking we dark as hell when we're just black women, fully black and
See
unambiguous
now,
black.
this is where I
Stallion.
just yeah, this is where I disagree because I don't feel like I have the right to tell someone they're not black enough or they're not enough of a woman or they're not enough of this or you're too dark or you're too light. I don't feel that way. I feel like that's rules of a patriarchy. Race was invented. Let me say not invented because they don't invent shit, they make shit. White people made that shit and we got on board with it. When we had to have children by white men who raped us over and over again, it's not just because they said it was one rule. It was because we as black women, we had a heart and compassion and care for those children who came from our body. It didn't matter what they look like, right?
See, you talking?
Now let's flip
It's
that.
giving. It's giving.
Let me flip
Look,
that for you.
it's
Let me
giving
flip it.
blood.
Hold on, Tiff. Let me flip this.
No,
Here's
mama.
what people don't know. Here's what people don't know. Throughout our enslavement here, white walkers, white women, were having black children too.
White
But
Walkers.
where are they? How come nobody talks about them? You know why? Because what they did is they either killed them or they put them on a slave block as infants. So I'm not
I
using.
never really thought about that.
You haven't? Yeah. They
No.
didn't start just
No,
having, they didn't just start having what they're calling biracial. See, that's them.
biracials.
That's them in your head. Our children have been mixed for millennia. We
Yeah.
can have any type of child. So this thing that we have where we're trying to, well, you're not really black because blah blah blah. Look, if a mixed child want to come over here because they mama's dumb as fuck, come, you know, come. You are not hurting me. You're not hurting me, but your white mama is, and she been hurting you too. Okay, so you see
Well,
the difference that
she
you have
no, no.
white women
So
having.
you separate them.
She wants to come. She
Yeah,
wants to make sure that her child is safe. So now you have to let the white women in your community.
no, I don't. I don't have to let white women in my
But
community. That is not true.
well, that's typically what happens in those scenarios, though. Even with the white man situations, a lot of like typically white people in general, when they have mixed kids, are allowed
I'm
in the community a
saying
lot more, though.
is
They still take precedent in my
Love you,
opinion.
London. I think she froze.
Oh yeah.
She'll pop back. Yeah, I'm sorry. I believe in gatekeeping. I believe in lineage. I think where you come from, how you identify, it means something. Now maybe
I
I'm
agree, but my thing is, I don't think the only reason they don't identify with whiteness is because they're not allowed to. Like, if we're being honest about it, and that's the thing. I very rarely. I only met one biracial person who actually identified as white. That it amazed me, and I don't know. I just think that I think that you do indirectly let them into our community when you start. I'm not saying that they're not black. I'm saying that they are both. That's my thing about it. I'm saying that the kids are
Yeah,
necessarily both kids.
and that
They're both.
is
And I don't think it's
why
wrong to not acknowledge the fact that they have another race in them. Like just saying, oh, they're just black. That's not realistic. And I'm surprised no non-black person has already reversed racism with that yet, which I'm surprised. But then again, they don't care for them unless, for example, it was a half Asian, half black girl who is she playing tennis or golf? She was playing one of those sports. It was either tennis or golf, and she
you're
was.
talking about Naomi Osaka.
It might be, and
Yeah.
then they didn't claim her at first, but then when she started getting good, it's like all of a sudden she's Asian because she putting on like she putting on for the city now.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing about it for me is that
Her
it
boyfriend.
seems like you said what?
Her boyfriend is a rapper, and he's popular. He's a little young, got the little twisted braids in his head.
Man, that's like not even all of them look the same to me, especially the newer rappers. It's yachty, little everything, young everything. I don't even know the difference at this point. But I was going to say that I feel like when we have biracials, the association of all their bad characteristics are normally their black side. When it comes to their good characteristics, it seems like there's always the non-black side. And we always take responsibility for anything they do. So it's like, for example, I'll give an example. If some biracial woman was in the store doing something, they would say, well, look at black women acting like this. But it's like, well, how do we know she didn't learn that from her white mom? You know what I mean? And no one ever questions that. Even black men to be like, look at these black women. It's like, bro, we don't even know she learned it from her white mom. So it's like, wasn't no black woman even made in the conception of this child, yet you're blaming her for how she's acted, but not the mom who taught her. But when it's a black mom and black daughter, it's always the mom fault, and mom raised her bad. And so my thing is, until there's a equal balance of everybody taking accountability for each side, I don't think I can be with the whole embracing them like as much as maybe she has a lot of love. I'll say this: she has a lot more love, and I have biracials in my family, and I stand on this in front of my cousins who are have biracial kids, and we go into a whole arguments.
Lynette said she was look at her activating her Karen, and it's like it's a shame how adaptive we are, because when you're the last on the food chain, you got to learn that you are the prey and how to navigate around the prey. So you learn their language. And, I'm frightened. You're making me very uncomfortable right now. I just need to know the tone. It's very pointed. It's very pointed. I need for you not to verbally assault me. I don't understand what I did. I was
microaggressions
to ask a question, and now you're attacking me, and this is upsetting me so much. And then we got an Emmett Till. But see, we have to learn how to play the game, because did it feel real to you? I'm frightened. I'm afraid. Wait, don't touch me now. If you're going to practice soft life, bitch, practice soft life. If not, you better get a gun. And I think you can be quite soft when you know you got a gun in your cute little Louis. Because I want one that fits my Gucci, my Versace, and any other one I get. Gonna be sitting real cute.
Oh, speaking of which, wait a minute. Purses. Concealed carry purses.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, let me show you guys this. First of all, this is one of my bullet keepers. Holders. Hi, how are you? We're fine. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I get a lot of stuff off of Amazon, but I will go to the manufacturer too. So this is my new baby. Hi, precious. How are you? So I do like I have, but this is where my concealed carry goes. Okay. And this is a concealed carry purse. So not only do I love the design of it, but my gun goes here.
Oh, I see. You can just slide your hand. Yes. Now, see, that's cute. See, you can tell more women with the handbag. Oh, I wish
So
if there's a Black designer out there, or you could make a come up. That Telfar guy. Can you imagine if he did that?
Girl, we need some Black women to do this because we gave white women one fucking job. Design a fucking concealed carry purse. They're the ugliest fucking things ever. This is really cute though. And it's either they can make them cute, but it's not functional for the rest of what we carry. You know, because we have everything under the sun in our purse, right? So
No.
when I pull, you see what I'm saying? And you have to learn how to, and what you do is you do it with your gun unloaded and unchambered, right? So you have to walk around your house or wherever and learn how to pull from your gun, right? Because when you pull, you're not going to start shooting here or here, right? You're going to come forward with your hand. So you have to learn how to pull and, right?
would you drop your purse at that point, or no? Like, would you
Nope.
pull it, drop, or you just have it on your arm and you just?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Accessorize
Yeah.
and pulverize. Okay, got
Yeah. I'm not playing. Okay. So, drop my purse. Girl, you know what I got in here? I can't be dropping no purse.
That's
So let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. Okay, this is cute. This is cute. But see how thin this is? Right? And like I can't get a lot of stuff in it. And then it has this other weird pouch. I don't know what I'm supposed to do
I mean,
with that. But right here is where your gun goes.
oh,
Okay. And in this particular purse, you probably can't see it, but I'm gonna try to. There's a sticky tab here. And what I did was this came with it, but this you can buy these on Amazon or whatever. They're sticky pads so that when you put your gun in your holster, it will stay in place in your purse.
oh,
Right?
So the little it's like you know when you wear heels and you have to put the little
Yes,
little,
exactly.
it's a foot pad for your gun.
Yes, exactly. So a lot of women think you get a purse and you pull like this, right? That's a little bit more difficult. If you have a purse where it's an actual concealed carry, you can pull from here. Now, this gun I would carry this way because I'm right-handed, right? So I would come from the back and pull.
So you just turn the purse around?
Yeah, that's how I would carry it. That I mean, I like going over my shoulder. Really, a concealed carry purse should have a shoulder strap, right? And I should be able to come over my shoulder. And if I had my gun's not holstered in here, but if it was in a holster and somebody was like doing the most, I could. Sorry about that. I could pull and remember come forward.
Whose song is that? Was that your husband's
Nah.
song?
Nah. He ain't trying to interrupt me when I'm doing gun shit. Okay, so now this one is similar to the big one that I have, but it only has one side.
You got a problem. You got a
Yeah,
problem.
and that's okay. No, it's actually okay. But you can get concealed carry purses that have a lock on it. I don't know why you would be putting a lock unless you sat it down, but really once you're carrying a purse, you really should not be sitting your purse down anywhere if you have a loaded gun in it. You see what I'm saying? Right? Except home.
What do you have? Let me ask this though. Say you're going out to eat with your honey and you got your little piece with you. You know the little purse restaurant hook things? Will you use that?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm. Nope. We ain't hooking nothing. It's gonna be right here. We eating with the purse. You know what I'm saying?
Be ready at all times. Don't catch us slipping.
Huh?
You said you ain't gonna get caught slipping. I see.
I'm not. No,
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 no, no, no, no,
you
no,
know
no,
what?
no.
You see what you
It's the same thing as having your it's the same thing as having a holster. You know, you're not going to take it off because you're eating or
Right,
whatever,
right.
right? So it's the same concept with a purse. You just cannot leave it. It has to become like a part of your body. This is concealed carry too, believe it or not. What I didn't like was, again, I'm going to have to make it concealed carry. Now, I don't really like pulling like this because see how high up the pull comes? It comes, you got to come up instead of coming out and then how you would naturally draw, right? From your hip or something. So I wanted to make sure that we saw different types of purses and that you see how you can be very comfortable with your purse, right? And conceal carry. Now, there are smaller ones, you know, because some of us have our cell phones and we have our everything, you know, with it. Now remember, you have to carry your concealed carry permit with you at all times. Okay. So another thing is this holds your gun as well, and you can holster it and put it here. So like people who are running or something like that, there are the what do you
strap
call these that go around your
like
stomach?
a strap.
Yeah. And you can put this in it. You can put this in a bigger purse, you know, because you don't want to be searching around for where the hell your gun is. And what I can do is put my holster in and just pull my gun out. You see? Even in my purse. So there are different ways for us to feel really comfortable with going to the range, trying to choose what type of gun we want, what's best for us, our hands, how the gun shoots, how we handle that recoil, if it has safeties and things already, and then our mag, because I can actually put my magazine. I can actually put my magazine if I had one. I can put my magazine. I can stick it to here, a fully loaded magazine to here, right? And then I could slip this in my purse, and I have the whole setup right here. Pop, and I can pull another mag. I could drop my mag, pull another mag.
Jesus.
Right? So can you guys tell I've been doing some shopping this
Been hitting Amazon up, huh?
Because you can't stop with the purses. If you would stop with the purses, you might could get another gun. You should just
London. Why every time the truck pull up, here go the dog. It's a fucking another FedEx Amazon truck. We tired of barking.
you know what?
Every kind of person you can think of, girl. I'm like, this ain't working. I don't like that. I don't like this about that.
Them Amazon drop-offs, I really thought like I had like hit the lick. I was like, yeah, work. Oh, I can get it delivered. Oh no, this man done started coming home. First thing he do, I hear the garage go up, front door open, look outside, then come back up. I was like, oh, okay then. I think I got new outfits, and it was a problem. So,
yeah.
And and you know what? She's not online right now, but Tordall, you got me on this Jeff Bezos bulls. I told you I did not want to get on Amazon. I have bought a book every day this damn week. Jeff keep giving me recommendations.
Listen, you know, Amazon, I'll say this all the time. Amazon sells white women now. The souls aren't included in that. You have to buy them separately and not on Amazon because they don't sell souls. But I'm just saying, you can rent. You can rent souls though from that. Like Amazon got everything. For
You,
real? That's what
you're
we're
gonna
doing?
you're gonna leave the good um let the clear women live, because this is what I'm gonna say, and this is gonna
Let the
sound,
clear women.
no,
Let the
I'm just
clear
saying,
women
like,
live.
in all seriousness, if a if a
Wow.
if a if a woman is that maladapted, there has been a lot of trauma placed on that to be the way that you move. You move in maladaption.
Girl, I don't care. I don't care. I don't have time to care about them. They're black women, black girls are being murdered. I don't care.
They're being killed too. They just don't get
Yeah,
reported.
well, they should deal with that. That's what they should do because they've been a part of the problem in killing us. So you don't fuck with my finances. You done the most. You try to drag my name through the girl. Bye. Ain't nobody doing that. You don't get
You
access
know
to me.
what's the trip though? I'm just like,
Mm-mm.
again, we're going back to the politics thing. Like yesterday, there were so many guys that got up talking about 1923, 1896. I'm just like, so anything that predates oppression. Okay. Just anything. Just 23, 1910, 1907. I heard Grant and this and that. And oh, like, ooh, I need for black men to really look at the confusion of white men and stop doing cosplay. It's not effective. It's
Yeah,
still
and I agree with you. I mean, I
it's
really
still
do.
effective. They can't even get the government running without the black woman that is the secretary that is now being the head. Why is she not even nominated? Because my good sis is doing the damn job right now. And don't let old girl that have to call the names read it. Ain't mispronounced not a one. You know why? Because she probably got a Shanquilla or somebody that can't quite get it right. But we can say Gutensberg and Glutenstein and Lopez and Patel. We don't have no problem with saying people's names. You cannot even say my name right. Come on. Come on.
Because
We're
in their mind, they get to name you. They get to name you. You belong to them. I'm telling you, Tiff. I don't have. I'm glad other black women choose to do that with white women. After these 55 years of every single day, that the thing that's happening on the black girl train with like you are
Oh, I heard about
literally
that.
yeah, like, literally attacking us for following each other. Like, girl, if you don't shut the fuck up and sit your ass down out of my eyesight, I'm not going to be sitting here docile with you. You're violent. You came on here and you tried to shut this whole thing down just because what? Bitch, I don't care what your problem is or what your traumas are because you don't care about me. You
Yeah,
don't.
Petty did a live on that. Was it yesterday? I think it might have been yesterday, or the day before about that. And he was going reviewing. And one lady, they was going in on her, and she was upset, like, "Oh my God, you guys excluded us." And I'm like, "Well, ma'am, we've been excluded out of them to everything as black people. So I mean, you can take this one L and be okay. Like it's for black
but
women only. It'll
but
be
that
okay."
but okay, so we go back to Congress. This man had lost yesterday 11 times in a row.
Mm.
212, 212, 212, 212. It's
You
the
just
first.
can't hit that 218. He trying though. You
I
can't say he ain't trying.
literally never seen the Dems this lockstep in key. On top of today is what? Insurrection Day. We're not going to act like we didn't just see what whiteness can give you. You can be a traitor to the country and not get
Yeah,
prosecuted. Because if
that's
some
true.
black people had done the same thing, we'd have been dead.
So
Yep,
that's why I
missing,
don't get why
missing
I
at the
need
bare
to
minimum.
care about white women. They have gone out of their way not to care about black women. If
Well,
we don't
I,
start
I
reading They
have
Were Her Property
I have
and what these women have
I,
done, to
I,
us as Black women, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't need to make room for them or give them access to me or my abilities, my talents, my creativity. I get to say fucking no. Now, if other people want to do that, I think you should. Hey, you got us, born. You get to choose. But she don't get to choose. That White Walkers don't get to choose to be in my space. Go tell a white woman. This is my favorite thing to do to them. Okay, so you've been acting like this, this, and this. So I'm going to tell you, you no longer get to speak to me. But I have to speak to you. How can you tell me that, bitch? Because, girl, you don't get to speak to me. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Take your ass and put that on a message somewhere. Send it to your boss. And you don't get to speak to me. Now you're telling me as a grown ass woman that I need to continue to speak to and have a heart for fucking bitches who eat me? Fuck with my finances? That's why we're doing that train on TikTok, because we can't get the follows. Where was your ass? Where was your all this time? You could have been
no, I don't
us
believe
or whatever.
Let me say this. I do not believe in allyship outside of people that look like me. But what I refuse to do is not see the humanity in people. And if it's a spirit, it's a spirit. And you may have a spirit, but again, it's just not in me. I literally got called nigger the first day in first grade. I am one of the parent that moved to the white neighborhood to get their child a better education. So there's like 6 Black people in the whole school. That I'm that girl. Those people were very broken, hurt, and nasty and ignorant. And I refuse to be on that level. I don't operate low like that. It's low vibrational. It's jealousy. And I don't have anything to be jealous of. And I feel sorry for you. Yes, I would want to be me too. Bitch, I'm fabulous. I'm that. I would be me too. So you can't help it. And I know I make you real nervous when I come in with my Lululemon and then host a yoga class and your husband is coming to the class. Girls, I know you're nervous. I don't want him. I don't. I promise you I don't. And I'll give you some tips on how to make him really like you again. I promise you I don't.
Well, like you said, Tiff, you are gracious and you're willing to have that openness and have a compassionate, choose compassion and
I
kindness.
feel sorry for
And
you.
I don't feel sorry
Not
though.
sorry.
And I think
No.
that
Wait. Let me know. I think they are extremely violent people. I feel sorry for them because what they envy about Blackness and Black women is we get to be ourselves. If you are around enough white women in the same class, in the same neighborhood for enough time, you will notice that Stepford wife thing, it's a thing. Like it's a look. And you got to be
Tiff,
in that look.
I was bust. I was bust. And I did all of those things. And I remember being in the 7th grade, we were all the Black kids that were bused. We weren't bused by a yellow bus now. It was because we lived in Richmond. We had in California. So we had to take the regular pay for it bus, right? So we were bused. We would all walk in together. Hold on, Tiff. We would all walk in together. We would all leave together. And these white boys in our same school came through, had a brother parked the car. They came out with shotguns and they started shooting as us as we were getting ready to come. They were at our bus stop. So we all had to hit the ground. Now we're just lucky that none of them hit us. But guess what? The next Monday, they were in class. So what I'm going to tell you is I've had a white girl when I was 16. She didn't like how I was chewing gum or some shit. So when I came out, she blindsided me and slapped me. Now, allegedly, I concussed her. However, bitch, you did the most. And then her her boyfriend, who was a football player, and his two friends who were football players, because I got suspended, of course, they went around letting the whole school know that they were going to lynch my ass. The teachers knew, they all knew. And when somebody called me and said, you know this, they walked up on me. Now they weren't expecting what they got when they walked up on me. But what we're not gonna do over here with me as Goddess born is sit here and have a heart for some bitches that don't fucking have a heart for us. They don't. They don't care about us. I go and I take care of children. I don't look at children one way or another other than to heal them. I don't care who the fuck their parents are, but I can't put my child in the care of them because they are going to cause my child fucking damage, and they have. So I'm just not going to do it. I don't think other women, other Black women should choose to be like me or not do, not do what you want to do. I feel like you should, choose how you want to interact with whoever it is. And as far as I'm concerned, fuck them.
And that's O'Connell.
That's just me.
Allegedly, this is not legal advice. This is just a commentary. This is just your aunties having kitchen table talk with their nephew. All opinions could be satirical, comical, political.
Yes, we're not trying to bully anyone.
Fair use, fair. Like, please don't clip this. I ain't got nothing. Look, I don't want nothing.
Tiffany don't have nothing to do with what I choose. She is an auntie, and she's choosing what she chooses. I'm an auntie. I'm choosing what I'm choosing, and
fun aunts at the barbecue, though.
Yeah, we got all kinds. Girl, I had to get me a church fan and put some shit on it. Listen, which day is it? It's Friday. Fuck around and find out Friday. Okay, just saying.
Because it's a ministry.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, if you're going to win right now, we are winning. Baby, you better run this race like your name is. For those of us that know Flo Jo, for the others of you, you better be a Karish. What was her name? What's the baby that got in trouble for smoking the weed?
I know what you're talking about.
That Brittany
girl. She is the fastest human on the planet. Yes.
No. Now, the little girl was from Dallas. Her mom had, but either way it go, bitch, run like you running for your life.
Yeah.
Like, this is, to quote Miss Deanne, because she would never say that word. She's far too classy to cuss. But I'm still classy. I'm real Southern women. Bless your heart.
I use intellectual profanity.
I like that. Very healthy, scientifically, people that cuss are typically smarter, live longer, and they have a better vocabulary. But whatever, you use words that, nah, girl, I know how to lace them up real cute bow. I will very cutely. Do we want to do this at a professional level? Per the email before.
Yeah.
Since you've chosen to copy everyone, please follow. See, that's that corporate. But if you gotta get into like, if you can't, I wish a nigga would, then you better fall into victim mode. You better learn how to cry. And remember, you're a Black woman, so you gotta be hysterical. I'd rather be alive and hysterical than have my pride.
Something I will say to what you're saying, Tiff, is that I will teach Black women that when you're speaking, to White Walkers and you're in these.
Oh,
what?
Okay, nothing.
I'm sorry. WW.
You were speaking.
When you're speaking to, okay, because we have to have some sort of signal to say that now when they the ones that invented it. But okay. I would say that what I have told them before, as white women is that you're unsafe. I don't feel safe around you. You come through, you really thought you could raise your voice to me? No one gets to raise their voice to me, including and especially you. So now you no longer have access to speak with me because your behavior has shown me that you are violent and unsafe, and I'm not safe around you. So I'm gonna protect myself and I'm gonna remove myself. And you don't get to come over here and do anything with me because I you've already shown me and explained how you mean me violent harm. I get it. You don't need to say nothing else ever. In fact, you can't to me. So it isn't that I don't I know very well, right? But I need to be real about who these people are because we keep having in our mind, well, we can work it out. And then we come home and we have all of this stress. We're having heart attacks. We are having strokes behind these people at our job every day. And
So
I'm just
I
not
I,
going
I
to do
love
it.
I love watching Stephanie Perry when she's like, these jobs ain't loyal. Like if I get
But it's
it.
not the job though. We're not being honest. These are not loyal. They're not even not loyal. They literally go out of their way to show that they hate us. They have declared war on us. Like,
Well,
really, this is what you're doing.
I'm
And
gonna
we're sitting here taking it. And I'm telling you, for me personally, oh, I know how to use my words. I'm a wordsmith. However, I don't fucking feel like it. I'm done. I'm tired. I am 55 and I have gone through this shit every single day. I am just not going to do it with you. We go to I went to my daughter's a visit because she only lets me come at certain times. I want y'all to know. She's like, if I need security, I'll call you, mom. Right? But let me handle my thing because Tiff, really, she's not she's goddess born. She's just not a goddess born warrior. And she doesn't have to be because I've always created those safe spaces with everyone for her. Right. And that's fine. No problem. No problem. I love being security girl. What? So she had me come. And this doctor, because my daughter has a skin condition, this doctor wouldn't even touch her. That was before I came. But when I got in there and I just sat there with my little iPad and I took notes on everything she did, I waited 12 minutes and this woman wouldn't touch her. She wanted to tell us about her this, her that, and how she didn't feel good about both of us being in the room with her. I'm sitting there. I haven't said anything but hello to you. And what we are going to do is you're going to understand you are on her team. I am on her team. So what we're going to do is we're going to prioritize her and her needs. She's trying to tell you what she needs. I already know about you. Believe me, I've done a background on you because you wouldn't even touch my daughter. You didn't see what was going on with her skin because you wouldn't touch her. That's what you did. So today, you ain't going to spend 8 minutes with her. This woman ended up spending 45 minutes with her. I have gone to California where they caused a lump on my daughter's chest, opened it up without putting her to sleep or whatever. It was a cyst. Opened it up without putting her to sleep. Then spoke over her while they were removing it, saying, "Oh, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah." Would only give her a day of pain medicine and said, "You can go back to work in 3 days." It was this open. I had to come to California and allegedly surround that building. Because what you did to my daughter was you cut her and you left her with an open wound. and you did nothing for her pain, for what she's been going through. The reason she got this shit is because y'all wouldn't take care of her throat in the first place.
So
But
they
I'm
didn't even
here.
I'm sorry. So they didn't even
I'm here.
stitch it back up either, like stitch it or
No,
nothing. Damn.
no. So
So
when I
they
came
can't get.
through,
I'm sorry. I would say, can they get in trouble for malpractice for that? Like, wouldn't that be part of
um,
the procedure?
oh yeah, they can, but you have to go through hell to do that, right? And she doesn't want that, right? She just wants to feel well. My daughter was so sick. I heard it in her voice, girl. A day later,
Yeah.
a sister showed up. I'm going around this shit, the gasoline, I'm gonna pitch matches allegedly. So I'm gonna tell you right now, what the fuck you want to do is everybody needs to drop what they're doing and get with her. That's what you need to do. Now,
QB
I
in the
don't know.
chat laughing.
I'm not going to be nice about how you cut my daughter. I'm not going to be funny about it and cute about it or think about what the fuck you've gone through in your life to make you do some shit like this to my child. I don't give a fuck about you because you don't give a fuck about my child. And she is precious to me. So I ended up being the one. I brought all my materials to because I have certifications in wound care. So I brought all my materials. Within about the third day, it had closed. That's all you needed to
All
do.
you do, right?
You didn't get her somebody to come to this house and change. You threw this shit at her and told her to change her own dressings. She's not a nurse. She's not a medical nothing.
Right.
This is what you did when you could have called home care. But that's funny. When I got here, now all of a sudden, here come, oh, I got you. We got special people that are going to take just care of you. So I need to do all that. But I need to have a heart for who? No. And I shouldn't have to sit here and explain every single day of the pain, of the fucking trauma, of the fucking, we don't give a fuck about you. We just want to consume you. And you had better let us. Not me. Not me. You came at my. She could have been in New York and gotten mugged, and at least a mugger would have stepped over and gone, picked the pockets. Damn, you just left her cut. Okay.
No,
Well, you started it.
we've experienced the medical. It's amazing, the response and the difference when they see a spouse come in the room. It was like mind blowing. It was mind blowing because suddenly when I'm saying my lungs are on fire and I can't breathe, like, oh my gosh, she has double pneumonia and never tested positive for COVID, but had all of the long COVID, like the asthma, everything. And it was just, my PCP was just like, I'd rather you drive to another hospital and die than you go back there. It was that bad. And I was like, wow. And I'm a pretty private person, so I went live on my Facebook, so people were hopping on. And you don't know who you know until you don't know who you don't know. And you just saw a little chocolate girl in the bed. You don't know who you know that you don't know. Suddenly I had a new doctor. Suddenly the head nurse came down. Oh, she was pissed. And I was just like, yeah. Oh, the mayor of Carrollton, I teach his work. Oh, okay. You don't know who you don't know. They make a lot of assumptions. Now I will say that's odd for me.
No, I understand us as Black women. I know we have to work with these people. We have to do this. We have to do that. And for me, I've worked really hard to not have to work with them. So I do really understand that. But I center Black women and Black girls. I do not care about all of that because y'all don't care and never have about us. And you have gone out of your way to just consume us and be so hateful and violent with us. And I'm supposed to have compassion and care for you? No, I don't. Now, that doesn't mean that other Black women shouldn't and don't. Yes, most Black women do, because we are just generally compassionate people and caring people. We're about healing people, right? And I'm just done with being with with having somebody hate on and be violent on me, my daughter, my son, whoever. I'm done. And that's just me personally. This has nothing to do with anybody who ever comes on this program or anything like that. It does not mean that any of you guys agree with me or should. In my personal experience, I've seen, just even when they're supposed to be your friend, they haven't been. It was you being a friend to them.
Yep.
So I'm just not doing it. I'm done. I don't need to spend another however long I got doing anything where they're concerned personally. But okay. While I love this conversation, hold on. There's one more thing before I forget about the guns. Okay, this is a cleaning kit. Okay. So if you're purchasing a gun, you also need to get a cleaning kit in which you have things that steel brushes and things that you can use to clean your gun. Right. Because really your gun, you should be cleaning a gun if you don't use it like once a month at least, your handgun. And a lot of people are like, well, I didn't use this, so I'll clean it in a year or whatever. That's my husband. He clean. No. But for me having OCD, I clean my gun if I haven't used it, and I definitely clean it every time I come from the range, right? Because it gets all of this, the gunpowder and things stuck on it, and then you could have misfires, right? And trouble loading the bullet, racking the bullet. So this is an all-in-one oil. I moved it from, I'll see if you guys can see it. It came in a can. So there's different, you can have gun oil, you could have the cleaner in separate, you can buy them separately, or you can buy it all in one, right? And my brushes and stuff fit my guns. So there's different sizes. So for my semi-automatic shotgun, it's bigger. So the brushes for that, the cleaning tools for that are bigger. I bought a cleaning kit just to go with that. So I have videos on me cleaning the gun, but again, we have to be really safe. We have to make sure before we clean a gun that we are making sure there's no bullets in the gun, not through a mag. You need to drop that mag out, and you need to make sure that there's nothing in the chamber, right? Because you don't want to be trying to clean your gun and it fires on you. Okay. So always safety. You really need experts. I learned from an expert how to clean my gun, like in person, right? But I also really looked at videos for my particular gun. Okay. Because how you clean one gun is not necessarily how you clean another, meaning the size of things are different depending on the gun you have, right? And I do a three-prong kind of cleaning. Like I use the brush to lift up the hard stuff, and then I will put oil on this little toothbrush, just a couple drops of oil, and clean and do it like that. And then I take I actually have you can purchase these too, and you put a little oil on it, and it makes it so that you can clean the areas of the gun where the slide goes through, because those are kind of small and tiny. Um, and then I use these, what you see here, these wipes. They come in linen, linen and cotton. I use the linen ones last of all because I want to make sure I'm removing all the cotton that got left on by either this or the cotton one of these. Okay. And so my gun will start out making everything filthy dirty. And then by the time I am using this for, let's say, the second time, it comes back perfectly clean. Right. And it makes it so my gun fires properly. So that's something I want to make sure that you have too if you're going to go through and purchase a weapon, right? A firearm. All of this is also to keep safe. And remember, after you've been shooting on the range or you're cleaning your gun, which I suggest you wear gloves for because of all the powder that comes back, the gun powder that comes off the gun.
The GS,
What'd you say, Tiff?
the GSR, we all ought to know that after.
We all ought to know the GSR. Okay, all of that comes off of your hands. So you don't want to get that on your face and things like that. So I will wear gloves and wash my hands really good. And then when I'm at the range, after I've been shooting, when we come out, there's a sink. Or I'm carrying this with me to clean my hands of the gunpowder, right? So, because I don't want to accidentally, get that on my face or in my eyes or something like that.
Right.
It can cause real irritation.
You'll have a chemical reaction?
I do. I do, because it can get on your eyes as well. So I want to make sure that even when you're cleaning, you're being safe, even when you're cleaning your gun, and that you're remembering to get these different elements that we showed you throughout this conversation on how you take care of your safety, your protection, how you clean your gun, that you get expert licensed people who know firearms and take classes with them, right? And that you go to the range and you practice. And I'm hoping I'm telling you the little things in between that people don't really, you just assume, right? Because you picked up a gun and so you assume. And you brought up a good point too, Tiff, because you were saying, we know about GSR now. So that was something that was really weird to me during this case where my baby got shot by this dumbass. Okay. If you are going to do that, like they were saying, he leaned out of the truck. I don't know if he's left-handed, but if in America, you're on the right side as a passenger. Okay. So if you lean out of a truck, you actually would have to try to shoot one-handed with your arm bent. Huh? What in the hell is wrong with you? Okay.
Well, he was drunk too.
You are trying to jack somebody up, including anybody in that car, yourself. You lost your mind. Because how do you steady that gun?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even if you're saying, oh, he only shot at her face, stop it. He was trying to, if you got to pull the gun, you're trying to kill somebody. Okay. So just because he didn't was because of the way you can't aim a gun properly by leaning over something on the right and trying to do this. Even holding the gun like this through 5 shots, you start to definitely lose control, right?
He emptied the clip.
He emptied a clip, right? So that's why I'm saying people weren't thinking. They were like, oh, he passed it to what's her name? And she passed it back. You don't have time to do that. That girl don't know this gun. That was his gun. Okay? There was no time for what y'all talking about. So I think sometimes we really need to think about what we're saying and doing, because this caused so much trauma on top of hurt and pain to Megan.
Do you think because we don't have a relationship with firearms outside of typically violence, we're
Mhm.
not, we don't know, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Right, right.
So I think a lot of it is we're very ignorant to
Mhm.
gun knowledge. And I think that we got to kind of find that middle ground where, like, I want to know how to shoot, but I don't see myself buying the purses. Like, I'm just, nah, I'm good on that.
Mhm.
Because it's levels, but I still want
Right.
to be able to protect my body and still feel safe and confident. But, you know, so I just feel like I just wish we could meet in the middle so that everybody, like, I don't care if you're Meg the Stallion, or even though I think she's a dumbass Meg from Bad Girls Club, both women deserve protection.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and I don't even want to talk about that little girl in colorism because I'm so tired of that conversation with Black women. Like, girl, at
Yes.
the day you're gonna get dogged out. Like, if white women are getting the same Black man, why do you think your skin tone? It's the same man, sis. It's the same man.
It's the same man, and we as light complected women are being fucking stupid. Okay? Why wouldn't you be the most protective of of the goddess born who get the least protection? That just sounds fucking stupid. You just like, how do you think that's not going to affect you too? There's no that, and I think it's because we are using the patriarchal model of who's better than whom, and a hierarchy or some other bullshit. Let me explain this to you, light complected Black women. As a light complected Black woman, you are receiving certain privileges because you and the other people who designed or came up with or made race have told you that somehow you better than a dark complected Black woman. You are fucking not. I am not. And my whole job is to protect dark complected Black women. My whole job is to protect light complected Black women. My whole job is to protect every Black woman in between and Black girls. And I'm not going to do that by um, putting down black women in any way, shape, or form. Where I'm not. And if I have privilege, the privilege I have is supposed to be freely given. And that's what I'm doing to my sisters who are not experiencing that. I'm supposed to open the door, lay the foundation. That's really all I'm supposed to be doing. I'm definitely not here to um, try to make another Black woman feel like she's not shit because of her skin color that some white people made up. No, that ain't happening either. So, yeah, I think the conversation is really important. I think that we need to, you know, as
So,
much as I have the capability as um, a warrior, I also have the capability to heal. I'm a natural healer as well. So it depends on what the situation calls for, right? And I've had dark complected women say to me throughout my life, um, we didn't know if we could trust you because, you one of them light skinned heifers. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And what I need to do is um, I need to choose the behaviors in which they can begin to trust me, or they can choose not to trust me. And I understand why. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to work on their behalf. Right. So as light complected women, I'm telling you right now, cut the fuck shit. Cut it. That's it. Cut it.
I'm a good brown. I'm acceptable brown, and I accept that. Like I'm on that.
Yes.
I'm on that very fine cutoff. Being in a southern area, like get it 100%. So I'm just like, oh, this is a lot, because I can see where sometimes this side is coming from. But I'm just like, girl, kids are mean. Everybody got picked on. Kids are just mean. You got to identify with something different. Like, you ain't never heard nobody called blue black before? Like, come on, you look like a tar baby. Like, what's the equivalent? High yellow? Oh my God, I'm so hurt. That's so hurtful.
Yeah.
Girl,
And
that's your proximity to whiteness. Like, folks can't.
yeah. And it's just so difficult because we're learning the colorism, because colorism has to do within the Black community at home. You know, we're being called these different names and things at home. So
As a child that could not go outside and play because I got dusty brown.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's a thing. It
Really is. It really is.
Here too.
And if I had, and as a light complected woman with my with my privilege, I have no business doing anything besides being there, uplifting, holding sacred, protecting Black women, and especially dark complected Black women, because our sisters are going through so much shit. It's sick. I don't have any other thing that I'm supposed to be doing. If I have a heart and compassion and grace for anybody, it's going to be Black women and Black girls. So period, plain and simple.
15 minutes. And we've hit a lot. So let's see if we can tie in from last week to this week, and then we're going to do some breath work, because that was the commitment. So last week we went with snitch bitch.
Wait, what?
That's your Tiff, London.
Get your pew pew. If not, get you some self.
She brought the potato salad. I'm just saying.
I mean, look, I'll fool around and throw some raisins in it to throw y'all off.
Oh, you wouldn't. Oh, come on.
Mad. I'll be kicking you out the barbecue.
That's
That's
a foul thing to do.
Some on top too. Potato salad, sis? Really? Wow. How did you mess that up? How did
girl?
Everything. What is that, sis? Why? Anywho.
Yeah,
so
now I was gonna say it's fun talking to you guys. I'm about to jump off. I had to take a shower and go to sleep because I got to be my other job in like an hour. So I'm going to sleep for a little bit.
Thank you for hopping on. We appreciate it.
Thank you, London.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for answering my questions, because she was asking me more recently, and I'm like, I don't know, but I'm glad you at least answered some of it. I didn't know they had, like I said, the accessorized and pulverized purses here.
I got it all.
I'm like, okay, they got purses they got concealed carry them.
That's right.
Like, she don't even need a holster. Let me find out.
They even London have jogging pants that already have a holster in it, or shirts that are designed with a holster. It's a yeah. So so there's just a lot of things I want you to explore with her. Okay.
All right. We probably be on Amazon, but thanks. I'll catch you guys later. I'm gonna try to listen to the audio before I go to sleep, but I'll catch you guys. I gotta jump off this live, the main panel though.
Thanks, nephew. We'll see you later.
No problem. Don't do no alleged stuff when I leave.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I won't.
Let's get into it. Gives us exactly 10 minutes to kind of set up the breath work. So last week we did the inhale, the hold, and the exhale. And then I said, this week we're going to learn lion's breath. It is not attractive. They call it lion's breath, but really you want to think about a cat and like how a cat would get rid or eliminate a fur ball. So you stick your tongue out and you say, and you roll.
Wait a minute, I'll do what? Do that again, Tiff.
You stick your
Thank
tongue
you,
out.
B. I'm sorry. I didn't see you. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
You roll.
What?
So you're going to take your eyes and you come towards your third eye. And then you stick your tongue out. And then, so eyes up, move your hands, stick your tongue out and say, good. One more. Good. Guttural. So when I
I
say
talk to my dogs.
so guttural in the sense of how a lion would protect her prey. Good. One more. You're protecting your daughter right now. Good. One more. And pause.
I like that, Tiff.
So when you think about the elimination of the energy and
Mhm.
think about what a lot of Black women struggle with is throat chakra.
Yes.
We really can't get past our root with all the sexual trauma. But if you get past the root, then you get to the solar where you start working on the foundations of like parents. So if there's a parent thing, typically touching when kids can't really verbalize, you might get stuck there. Then you move up, and those are those stuff. The first kind of like little romantic, when girls and boys know they like each other, who, oh, I like you, you like me.
The flutters.
Yeah, when you start to bond to people outside of your home because you're being introduced into school. And then this when you start getting into that heart chakra work, and it's where really people experience that first love. We call it puppy love, but it is really pure love because you really just love that person because you don't need anything from that person. You don't need resources. You don't need protection. You don't need anything outside of that personality. So that first puppy love really is very, very pure love. But because we don't know how to love each other or ourselves, we get to become a teenager in our throat chakra. And this is where we get mouthy. We start to say, like, hey, I'm starting to realize all this stuff that you taught me is not lining up with what I'm seeing. So you start to see that very flippant mouth. And then you work your way up to your crown chakra. And that's where most of us reside until some people believe you ascend and then return back. Like last week, we talked about that infinity. But that is how alignment works. But if we can't get guttural with our breath, if you don't even feel okay and safe in your home as a Black woman, or just saying and being ugly but feeling better, like be ugly for a minute, sis, so that you can feel better.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Auntie Tiff. Girl, we've been there today, haven't we?
I mean, up, down, around, it all makes sense, and it all gets protection and making sure that you can protect yourself. And that you said something earlier that I just have to come back and say. A lot of times we have been so violated, we do not know how to determine that people are being violent with us. So when we see someone that has graduated and understands that no, touching me is violence, No, speaking to me that way is violent. You don't have to physically haul out and hit me to be violent and a threat. And I have a right to be safe and protected. And once you determine that, or I can say, you are not safe for me, I have a right to at least verbalize it. If we could just get to the point to where, because most people are uncomfortable if you call them out on their stuff. It never has to escalate to anything more because they're appalled and shocked that you said something. It's like, yeah, girl, I see you. No, I see you. And we're not gonna do that. Not me. I'm not, I'm that girl, but not that girl.
100%. I think that's foundational about us as aunties. We do realize these things and we have different approaches as to how we deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think each approach is actually necessary, needed, and that we have different perspectives. It helps us to make sure that um black women and black girls have ways to choose from, right, depending on the situation. You're not going to always be in your warrior mode if you happen to be warrior born, right? You need other abilities. um and I think we as aunties, we really have these different abilities and things to give to our goddess born, right? And that way they can choose,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
You got a lot of
You
choices.
need a pep.
You don't want to go with all my alleged behavior. That's
No,
not what you want to
you
do.
need a variety. So
um
with that being said, we're going to go back because I am a believer in you instruct, we demonstrate, and then you release people to be able to practice. So last week we did 658. So we're going to go back to the 658. You're going to bring your hands to your belly, all the way lower. Uncuff your hands. Let your shoulders melt down. Relax your jaw and your chin. Separate your mouth. Let a little peace come in. And start to notice your breath. And begin to notice the warmth as you breathe in and out. And then perch your lips as if you were sipping through a straw and take a long, deep, cool inhalation. Pause. Slow exhale. Open the mouth. Feel the warmth as you exhale. Pause. Inhale, cool breath. Curl those lips. Sip the straw. Pause. Deep exhale. Let it out. Beautiful. Last one. Deepest one. Deep, full, long inhalation. Inhale. Slow exhale.
Thank you, Tiff. I think when you do this is helping us to master um each step, you know. And a lot of times we don't notice that we're holding our breath, right? When things happen with us. And we're just trying to deal in the moment. And doing learning and mastering these breathing techniques with Auntie Tiff is very important for us. Um, because we're going through and dealing with so much. So thank you, Auntie.
You feel grounded, feel better. I was like, oh Lord, we can work back up. It's like, nope, we gotta. I want people to learn,
Yes.
and I wish you said a word without saying a word. Most people are not breathing, And if you would just take a moment to take a breath, you will make a different decision. It's when we make these split second decisions that it just does not bear well. So I always tell people, before you make any type of life decision, even if that's before you respond to somebody, take a breath, take a beat. And trust me, as a woman with a tongue that I can go with the best of them, I have to put myself in stillness and breathe. And I've trained everyone around me that I am going to need 10 to 15 minutes. I need to process what is being said to me, because I need to see, are you saying this from a safe space? Are you saying this to manipulate me? Are you saying this to gaslight me? There's a lot of different avenues that I need to see how I can safely respond. And so that I don't act out in wrath or out of character or unsavory, I'm going to take a breath. Now, if I take a breath and I cuss you out, you earned it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought about it.
Right.
No, you know what? Oh, no. Now you're going to get this work. And that there's just some people like with love, you're going to get the work immediately. With me, I might give you a couple chances. But either way it go, please know that Black women are giving out the work in 2023.
Definitely.
The muling is done. We work for each other.
Yeah. That's what we're doing. We're centering Black women and Black girls. In other words, in my language, goddess born. And you know what, Tiff? I think I'm going to have to remember this somehow, that we do need to talk about just what you said coming up. It doesn't have to be the next time we're together, but really talk about how the difference between reacting and responding, because I want to talk to people about what actually happens in your brain. It can seem like to other people that I'm reacting, right? Or you're reacting or something like that. And we are practiced at our boundaries and the consequences that go with people crossing those boundaries. So we take those breaths, so because we realize we're not breathing, and actually your brain needs it. Your body needs those breaths. And also, please, 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 like my new therapist is telling me, hydrate, because we as Black women, Black girls, God is born, we are constantly being creative and brilliant and beautiful and all the things that we are. And our brains are working. We need to hydrate a lot,
So
right?
let's take it to that. We're going to, because I like to talk to people in layers. So
Okay.
yes, hydrate. Now, depending on your faith, you may hear a song called "Take Me to the Water." Take
Mm-hmm.
me to the water. Take me to the
Mm-hmm.
water to be baptized. Take me to the water to be that you might, nothing but the righteous. You may know that hymnal, but you also may know that Yemaya is a water god. So, however you decide to be healed, get in that water, sis. Rinse the residue off. Take a breath. When you
Yes.
go underwater, you have to stop breathing for a moment, and your body functions different. If you want to get in great shape, start to swim. Lose the connection to the hair. You see two of your aunties bald. I refuse to be unhealthy because I just got my fresh silk press. Like, I've been that girl. No, it's not
As
cute. And
about.
it's not our thing. And the other thing is, you must breathe. It is imperative. It is not a choice. It is not an option. Before you respond, take a breath, because you can look at people and tell. If you want an example of the little girls that were talking about colorism, Megan was just talking. I think her name is Monello. She was putting thought in behind the words that she was saying. And if you don't understand colorism, you should be able to see in that dynamic how one person was just talking out the side of their neck and the other person was trying to be so calculated to not step on your feelings. Because she's like, oh, I'm not trying to say that what happened to you was not traumatic, but it wasn't colorism. Racism on some things, like Meghan Markle faced racism, not colorism. That woman, beautiful, but phenotypically, you're not looking at her and immediately thinking black. You're just not. Like, let's cut it out. Stop it. Stop it. We need to just be real and say that there is a caste system within Black society, and those that fare lighter because your privilege may be different because you might have belonged to somebody. Please, let's not do that.
Let's not.
Let's just, like, I don't care about that. I was in the field. We were all fucking slaves. We were somebody's property. Period. I don't know, did the light skins get free? Now, I know I'm in Texas, so Juneteenth is a thing. So I know we got the message delayed, but I believe the lights and the darks got freed at the same time. I thought that happened.
Yes, and we all got put on the slave blocks to be sold. Yeah. So that's, here, as your Auntie Tith is telling you, we are centering Black women, Black girls. In other words, what I always call us, God is born. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. See, you got to find out today. There's layers to this girl. I'm a yimmy ya. I'm all about it. Like,
oh, I know there's layers.
like every year I'm going to the beach to dip myself in some water. I will go in. I think I went last February. It was 26 degrees outside. Baby, jumped in the water. I'm getting cleansed. I'm communing. I don't care what you say. I'm not calling connecting to natural spirits wicked. It's something wrong with that. Yes. Because all the things that you do in the name of Christianity, that's some wicked shit. Sometimes. So it's beautiful, but no, I'm not limiting myself to make you feel comfortable. And yes, I know something that you don't know. And no, I can't tell you the secrets. And I won't.
Yes. We are elemental, and I know that's difficult to understand. And that's why we connect so well to the elements on this planet.
Has the moon been driving you crazy? I'm so ready for this to be over. Like, the intensity of this wolf moon. And ladies, I know y'all are going to think this is absolutely crazy, but we can close after this. Everybody do it with me. If you in your office, close your door, girl. We're going to howl at the moon. But you're going to howl at the moon with intention and think about one thing that you want to manifest. And when you see it, you just say, oh! Get it? Let's go.
Because
let's go.
You call it to the wolf in me. I love you for that. Woo! Girl.
Now, say it again.
I'm about it.
Do it again.
Woo!
One more time.
Woo! Girl.
Because
yeah.
we call our packs. We call our packs. That's
yes. I love that.
We call our packs with purpose.
Yes.
It just don't resonate, baby. It's not that hey, your tone just ain't where I'm at. No offense. But mother has worked a very long time to get to where I am.
Yes.
I'll see you when you get here. I'll be available for you when you get here. Those of you that are Christians, I'm not going back on milk. I'm on solids, babes. I'll see you when you cut them teeth. I'll be here when you get there. Love you.
Love you too. Bye, Tiff.
Bye.
Oh, that was so great, everybody. Oh, I love Tiff. Girl, I love Tiff. Love, love, love. Thank you all for coming, and we'll be back soon. Okay.